Dad in the aftermath. Devil's so good at that. Average plus 20 over Sunbury throughout the season of 2025. As Travis Hodgson touched on throughout the grand final. Will indeed play a role today as the kick from Myers went off hands over the line for a boundary throw-in.
They're two important players there, Todd, Myers and Brett.
So Guthrie's gone forward for the Lions. Myers assuming that role. Tap on Polsky, Egan. Swinging up small territory gain by foot. Gardner missed the target. It was meant for Cousins. Made it difficult for the Werribee VFL listed talent. And former Cobra Junior, mind you.
Yeah, sloppy handball, Todd. Should have been better than that. He's better than that.
And that just would have opened up. Cousins. Ball up at Polsky again. He's 3-0 and got the advantage to Power with a high up and under. Good use of the body by Myers. He looks very fit, Myers. He went short. Speaking of looking fit, check out Darcy Matricati. He's had an exceptional pre-season. Kick let him down a little bit. Cut off by Gallant, who pressed up to deny Hind, and Hind did enough to square away a stoppage. Big crowd in attendance today, Wayne. The two rivals going head-to-head.
Absolutely, Todd.
Tap one by Polsky. Follow-up work terrific. Hands to Power, who started well. Right foot kick inside 50. Myers caught one for his trouble, but it was enough. Cousins just sheltering the eyes from the sun. Myers just in a better position to take that grab and went along the line essentially. Gallant with the fist to ground level. Bounced up back into his hands.
You could see that wind take hold of that then, Todd. It's really hold up then. He's a very penetrating kick, Myers, but this breeze is worth a couple of goals.
Sunbury's two previous visits to Darley Park, they led by 19-26 and still weren't able to close it out. We'll see how they go this afternoon with the aid of the breeze. And it'll be Ben Cameron with ball in hand. He'll send the ball forward for the Lions. Just an early goal would really break the shackles. The nervousness, having found out that there's no Sutton today, they're going to have to get it done without him. Of course, Sutton responsible for 3/4 of Sunbury's goal against top four opposition last year.
Take a good kick from here, Todd.
Yeah, well, he's capable. He did boot one on the quarter-time siren, Doyle, at Marty Bush, but he elected to go forward to the pocket, and Egan's taken a mark in front of Brett Bewley. So the numbers 1 and 2 from last year's Henderson medal, albeit both left footers. And it's Egan with the upper hand here. Will have a shot across the body from about 30, and what a start this would be for Sunbury inside the opening 4 minutes. Bending, not far enough. And the opening score of the game, a behind to Egan and Sunbury. Don't forget, we'll keep you updated with scores around the FNL as they come to hand. A kiteless Melton and Bacchus Marsh fighting it out at McPherson Park. Gee, missing 2 kites in the wind that's going around today. That might open the door for the Cobras as Lahoure's had a terrific pre-season. Went by hand. Got it over towards Tanner. Further afield, Gardner who's pushed forward. And the kick was good. Waste no time. Adam Azapati went to brother Andy. Umpire's picked out a free kick. And it will go to Andy Azapati. They booted 19 goals last year. Finished 24th in the order of merit for the Tony Lockett medal. So a goal a game from Andy. That's quite a handy contribution from a player who averages just under 20 disposals a game.
Yeah, no, had a good year, Todd. Him and his brother, 2 handy players, and he had a good year. Got on the scoreboard a bit. I thought he was a bit lucky to get that. It didn't look like a lot in it.
So it'll be Andy Azapati.
Take his best kick, Todd, here.
Inside the opening 5 minutes. So Egan with the left boot misses at one end. Now a chance for Andy Azapati with the right boot at the other. Got plenty on the kick, but it's off to the right and through for a minor score. Point apiece here at Darley Park. 5 minutes gone opening term.
Distance not a problem, Todd. He just missed it.
Yeah, I think the higher you go by foot leaves it more vulnerable to the breeze having an impact. So I'm not sure Andy's got that penetrating low
correct
2-iron in his bag.
Yeah, that's the one you want, Todd, today, the 2-iron.
So they release the ball. They get plenty of it. You can see the impact of the breeze. It near went to broadcast centre wing. Baker, quick hands, went to Bewley, who went to ground. Miller Ground ball, and Polsky, clever hands to Guthrie. His hand pass intercepted. The elusiveness of Hine came to the fore, kick smothered. Good pressure from Johnson. Second effort was good from Hine to find Brett, who got it to White on the left boot. It was an anxious kick from the lockdown defender. Somehow stayed in. He wanted to run off the ground there, and a rotation there for White. That was poor footy IQ in the end because he was unable to impact that rebound ball from the Lions. Wayne?
Correct, Todd. Yeah, it wasn't very good. Held up here, centre wing.
So it'll be Polsky, who started well. Cousins took a nice grab, and of course, Darley, who've just lost the one game over the last 3 seasons when Mace Cousins plays. How about that for a stat? It was an ankle ball for Bewley. He couldn't gather cleanly. Egan might have been caught high. Forced to release the ball. Got it to Power. Bouncing ball in the middle of the ground. Firm deck despite a bit of recent rain here at Darley Park. Chance for O'Shea. His first kick in Sunbury colours is wide in the direction of Johnson. Fell favourably for the Coburg VFL listed forward. Sent it to a 2-on-1. A number has prevailed. Kick meant for Scanlon. Cousins did enough to force the ball over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Good work from Cousins there, Todd. He got on the bike and he made a good effort. Got the ball out of bounds safely.
So, while it's a tricky breeze, Wayne, do you think it's a 2 or 3 goal advantage?
Well, I'd say 2, Todd.
Yep. Throw in. Sunbury in attack here. Vella with his first tap. That'll give him some confidence. Guthrie, underground hand pass, hopeful rather than anything else. Baker, so too. Turnover. Miller plays on by hand to Lever. He's got the journey. And he's off to the left and out of bounds on the full. So that's a disappointing finish from Lever. That was right in his wheelhouse there with the breeze from about 50.
Yeah, pretty ordinary effort, Todd, from there. I mean, where he was, you kick a ball out in the full.
Well, it's always tough here at Darley Park when there's a swirly breeze. We take things for granted up here in the bleachers. Tenadello, Scanlon. They share the ball well, Sunbury. Good moments here. Power. Got plenty on the kick. Matricani in the goal square. Outpointed Guthrie. He's more experienced opponent there, one-on-one. Did well.
Certainly did, Todd. That was a real one-on-one, and he just out-muscled him.
He looks fit too. They must have sold the pizza shop, the Matricatis. Kick it from Myers, went beyond the defensive 50. Adam has the party to Cousins.
Clever, good smother.
Just ran out of room, had to kick it in a phone box in the end, and it made it easy for Tudor to enforce that smother off hands over the line for a throw-in.
Still got executed, Todd, and he did well, the big fella.
The FNL adopting the AFL rules, last disposal out of bounds, but given that came off hands, boundary throw-in prevails. It's just between the arcs. So McLean taken to the ground there by Baker. I'll tell you what, if the umpiring matches anything up to what I witnessed on Good Friday, they've had a couple of belters early, the umpires, and they've been good already here this afternoon. So Nick Hine will get his first free kick of the afternoon on the defensive 50, so I'll go short to Matricati. Had only eyes for the ball, and he split Cameron and Miller. Kick with the outside of the boot, let him down. He's been watching a bit of Zach Butters, but then just realised how difficult that task is. Turnover opportunity to Guthrie through the middle of the ground. The kick was okay. They're away here. Left foot kick from Doyle is an up and under. And off to the left.
A bit wasteful here, Todd. It's only early, but they've been very wasteful. Had a couple of good chances.
Sunbury 2 behind lead. Darley 1 behind. And we've got that breeze at about 2 goals. We'd say 3, but given the difficulty of that breeze, somewhat a cross breeze, it's been reduced to 2. The advantage as White goes along the line. You see the kick hold up. Gallant, ground level ball, needs someone behind, and he gets one through. Tudor dropped it. And Vella, the big fella, played on, gave it to Bewley.
First touch, I reckon, Todd.
Who
Bewley
went by hand to Baker. So the lefties combined to Adam as a party, put Jack Bewley under the pump. They just couldn't get the separation. Darley, not dissimilar to the lack of separation they got in the opening term of the second semi-final. Somebody really pushed the Devils, and they're endeavouring to push up on any forward movement in this opening 10 minutes. But it's a gassing brand of footy that they play, Sunbury. It's a big ask of Coach Matty White, but he's confident. His boys have got it in them, but as they prevail with a tumbling kick to broadcast centre wing. It's a free kick to Daniel Johnson, who too far out to score, booted 46 goals last year. Of the people playing today, only Will Johnson kicked more with 65. Scanlon and Sunbury supporters wanted the hold. Lahure did the mopping up. Quick hands to Cousins. He went short and found Andy has a party.
It's a very good kick, that, Todd. A lot better kick than people have realised.
So Andy has a party to the defensive side, albeit the outer side of the ground. Tumbling kick meant for Johnson. And didn't touch any hands. So the Lasso, the rebound comes back quickly to O'Shea, who lowered the eyes and found Egan. Made the kick look better than what it was and went wide with the left boot and found Mewett. Clever player, Mewett. Crucial player. Especially on the wing. Does push back into defence. Provides an aerial. Well, this one was essentially just a chest mark, but nonetheless, he does cover the ground and provide, and he'll need to do so again today with the obvious targets, Scanlon and Johnson, expected to have a lot of attention.
Any chance, Todd, from here?
Oh, it's a tough one. He'll have to go right goalpost. Bending back, it won't quite get the journey. Myers, last line of defence. He would have been chomping at the bit, Billy Myers, ahead of this round one fixture. He would have been contemplating the likelihood of playing on Sutton. Long kick to half back. Sunbury again through Tenanello, who's tackled and taken to the ground. And we'll get a ball up. So, low scoring affair in this opening term here in BFNL's match of the round in the East. This grand final replay, Sunbury lead Darley by a point. And Polsky again, muscled it out of the ruck. The youngster Freeman spent it before he had it. Won't get away with that at this level. Nervous start, will get a ball up.
Very much so, Todd.
But the Devils, pat on the back, forgive and move on. No damage done. Johnson in the ruck, loves to grab it out of the ruck and take it on, especially when within range. Umpire said no, Pryor will get a ball up. Johnson, fit it to Guthrie. That's better from the Lions, and a stoppage goal. And the opener for the Lions in season 2026 comes from the former VFL listed Josh Guthrie.
That was well worked out then, Todd. You're right about him wanting to take it out of the ruck. He did exactly that. No one on the defensive side, and he just waltzed in. Got it right. First goal of Sunbury. What have we got on there? 13 minutes, Todd.
Yes, yeah. I don't think Dan Jordan will be too perturbed about that. Well, the margin at least. That stoppage goal. Yeah, that was a bit of a fundamental brain fade. Here's Hind. Out of the middle. Chasing a response for the Devils. Into the pocket. It's well cut off there by Riley. A trusted defender. Very easy to coach. Doesn't let ego get in the way of his game. And he goes with the right boot. In the middle of the ground, it's cut off there by Cousins, who lowers the eyes, wide to Bewley. Spilt what he normally swallowed. Tricky breeze, though. Feed the ball by hand to Hind. Now with the outside of the right boot. Johnson on the lead.
Excellent kick, Todd. What do you expect?
Well, Johnson's booted 14 goals in his last 3 games against Sunbury at this very ground. A 4, a 6, a 4. It doesn't get the journey here. Loose ball, ground ball opportunity. Wood could have taken it through the recently married groom. But he elected to take it back. A little bit of confusion there. The goal umpire just said he went over the line anyway. And he essentially may have saved the day for Sunbury. The goal in it, Sunbury 1-2. Darley 2 behinds. So unbeknownst to me, Sunbury go to the outer side of the ground. Well, more surprise is probably the better word. We consider attacking on the members' side of the ground, kicking with that breeze, but they've gone the defensive side, so they're going to make it difficult, but they'll get some territory only. Chance here for Baker. Went the socket, tried to find Hind. Excellent gather there from Gardner. Kicked it to the fat side, to space. Foot race on. Miller's got some toe. So too White for the Devils. Tackle good from Miller. The umpire says no, Prime will ball it up. True centre wing broadcast side.
Couple of youngsters went hard at it. God, that was good to see. Good footy.
And good umpiring.
Correct.
First person to gather wasn't
penalised.
Good work from Tanner. Now a Footscray VFL listed player, the youngster. Tenanello loves to back himself, whether it be in the air or a low marking option. He trusts his hands as Guthrie, the only goal kicker of the game, went to Gallant. And his kick let him down. One bounce over the line for a boundary. Lasso, I've got to get used to saying Wayne, as Darley would take the resultant rebound free kick.
Gee, that's a good kick, Todd.
Now that's the official return of Brett Bewley. Laces out, Hind, 35 metres, didn't have to move. He's on half forward broadcast side. Semi-attempt with the outside of the right, but not an easy kick. And Lockie George presenting for his first opportunity has the ball knocked away from him. So the former Redan and Williamstown addition to the Devils lineup, wearing the number 15 today. Flag blowing in the background, suggesting every bit of the breeze favouring Sunbury's end. They lead by a goal. Reece Younger wanted to hold the youngster. Umpire said play on. Cameron knocked it to the advantage. If not, Guthrie to the boundary. Quite happy to see it over the line for a throw-in. We'll see how Darley go with the stoppage at their own deep forward. Well, I'm sure they won't be able to waltz away like Guthrie did at the other end 5 minutes ago. Throw in. Neither ruckman could really impact, so there's a swarm of players around the footy. We'll get a
throw a blanket over about 15, Todd.
Yep, hands on an anthill. Wayne, ball up. McLean, fed it by hand to O'Shea, who shanked the kick. And it'll be a return kick for the Devils through Gardner. So he wheels and goes, takes advantage of the stand rule and sends it deep into attack. Umpire's picked out a free kick here. It's going to go against Lockie George. It's going to go the way of Lever. They'll have a chance to get the Lions out of trouble, albeit away from the vicinity of the Devils' goal. Near 18 minutes gone opening term here. Sunbury through Guthrie have the only goal of the game. Well, they've been okay. I reckon they're a little bit behind par on the score front as they link up, try to get the overlap. Now they're in trouble, the Lions.
One handball too many, Todd.
Doyle was held up by Freeman. Jackson Freeman into the Devils lineup. One of 4 changes from their premiership winning side. No Harley Inglis today. He's on his way to base camp. He's probably tuning in, though, given the reach of the stream now in the FNL. McLean just throwing the ball at Baker. Lucky to get away with that in the end. I know it was soft, but the intent. Don't need that, please. Ball up, tap one by Tanner. Here he goes. The 2-time Henderson medalist winner there in Bewley. He'll get it back for a second link in the chain. Searching for brother. Well, searching there towards, it was... I thought it was Jack Bewley, in fact, but get an eye on that. Ball up. Tap one by Tanner. Chance here for Cook through traffic. Took on the tackle of Adam Azzopardi. Turned it over, and the kick was good to Younger. And he went wide of the pocket. It was a clever kick from the youngster. George presented on a lead, got the separation and took a nice grab. And this man can kick a footy.
It was a good kick from the young fella in the end, Todd. For them.
So it'll be an opportunity. It'll be an opportunity for George.
First kick.
First kick in Darley colours. Plenty on the kick.
Ooh.
Off to the right. Through for a minor score. Gee, they would have come from everywhere there. I'll start. He's got the experience on the board. It's nothing like your first day at school, whatever school it is, in whatever part of your education. It's always an unusual one. Tenanello took them on, forced to release the ball by hand. Back to Cook, left foot kick. Johnson might have got an important hand on that. But they got numbers. O'Shea got it back. He did well. Look out! Gang tackle.
Jeez.
Free kick to the Devils.
They've got to start putting it on the boot, Todd. That's 3 or 4 times now. The chain of handballs just hasn't worked.
So the kick from Myers came broadcast side to centre wing to Gardner. It was a laconic kick, but it was effective nonetheless.
It was a good kick, Todd. He didn't take the easy option to Matricani.
So the right foot kick, inside half forward, ground ball opportunity. Shark there by Riley. He got plenty of ball, but only went as far as Myers, who lowered the eyes. How about the grab there from Bewley? At the laces, if you don't mind.
Yeah, it was good. What do you expect? Quality. He knew where he was too, Todd. He didn't want to play on. He's certainly got this in him.
So it'll be Brett Bewley, who booted 31 goals last year.
Oh, he's off to the
Off
right.
to the left, through for a minor score. Benefit of the doubt there, the right-hand side of the goal umpire for you there, Wayne.
Correct, Todd.
The left of us.
Yes.
But so similar with the seasons of Egan and Bewley last year. Egan 34 goals, Bewley 31, Hind 30, if you don't mind.
Good numbers in the Todd for midfielders.
How about that for a grab from Cousins?
Good player. Quality.
Just Matty White's running his hand through his hair. Right on cue there, Matty, of course. When he found out Cousins was playing, he's just like, oh, please. So Cousins sends it forward in the Johnson direction. So Grant Hatcher wearing the number 4 this year. He's got ridden of the 38. And
Hatcher.
Grant Hatcher, yeah. He had a premiership player at the Devils. Boundary throw in. Tap one there by Duncan Cadman. Bewley swarmed, managed to release the ball. Hatcher tried to protect. Adam has a party. Gathered, sent it forward. Jack Bewley had a bit of it. Ground ball. Umpire's picked out a free kick here.
Jeez.
It's going to go to O'Shea. He's had a couple of touches, including a shank out of bounds, but it's been encouraging from the Deer Park product. Left foot kick wide to Miller. Oh, that was an excellent spoil from Matricani.
Been up and about, Todd.
And we'll get a boundary throw in 51 metres away from the Darley goal.
As you said, Todd, geez, he's lined up, hasn't he?
Yeah, indeed, yes. He may have forfeited that business ownership, or at least a few hours in the family business there in Kyneton. Ball goes forward out of that stoppage, and Duncan Cadman has taken a nice mark reward for playing in front. And an unlikely first goals source presents for the Devils here in Duncan Cadman, who started out his career earmarked as a future 200-game defender. Game's essentially flipped on its head now, given the versatility of the game and what Duncan provides. Directly in front, gets plenty on the kick. How's the accuracy? Oh, it was just off the right, and it was just late.
Faded late, Todd.
Yeah, well, it still would. If we were playing golf, it would have landed on the green. That's how close he was, Wayne.
Correct. Oh, I think he would have liked it for a long way.
Yeah. Well, he was looking for a one putt, but probably ended up 2 or 3 putts away from the hole. 5 points, Darley. Trail Sunbury 8. Not sure it'll bother the Devils that much at the moment. Big kick. Long one at that from O'Shea to the middle of the ground. Ground ball. Knew it. Fed it by hand. Got it over towards Power. Sent it forward in the McLean direction. And he sees it over the line for a boundary throw. He just got a hand on that. Prevented a rebound, which both players and us alike up here in the commentary position are just getting used to and embracing. It will ask more of the players, you'd think, by to cover the ground at least. Baker fed it by hand, clearly went to the voice of Hind because my vision says that he didn't see him. Cameron, it was a lazy hand pass. It was a round one hand ball. Chance there for Joel Cadman to Matthew Brett. He too missed the target, but they work it out. Hatcher's gather was more resemblant of a number 4, if you don't mind. Fair Lahore. Cousins on his preferred. Chisels the ball along the wing. Terrific kick.
How good a kick is that, Todd?
Found Duncan Cadman. Cousins and Myers, arguably Darley's best behind the ball in this opening term. And George will get another disposal here as he works his way through the connection space here at the Devils. Hind, you back him in with the ground ball gather. He got it. Can he finish? Across the body. Missed all and sundry. Bouncing ball across the face. Foot race on. Adam has the party. Leading to the race, but the boundary line beat them all. So Hind had a kick across the body from about 20 metres out. And now it's 35 metres away on the other side of the ground for a boundary throwing. You've got to love our game and the unique ball that is the oval one at that. The Sharon, tap one by Tanner. Baker, can he be clean? Well, he was. Hurried kick on the left boot. Tumbling one at that. Overrunning, it was Andy as a party. Stolen by Hind, and that's enough. That's all you've got to give the former Essendon AFL talent, Nick Hind. And they'd be familiar with that. The Lions, especially in first quarters, given what transpired in the grand final last year.
Yeah, be good, Todd, and that was just an exceptional kick. Kicked it on the side, the Butters kick. As you said, the game, 20 seconds earlier, he's missed a lot. Then he comes back and does that, but that's quality of class, isn't it? You just, cream rises to the top.
Yeah, the last attempt, it was like a cab driver going to the wrong address, but he's finished in that space there, was terrific, and you just think the longer this game goes, the better Hind is going to be. Started well, and the Devils are in front here against an awkward breeze here at Darley Park, favouring the scoreboard pocket of the Sunbury end. Egan with strength, manufactured a kick onto the bounce for Doyle. Pressure was good from White to square away a stoppage on true centre half forward here. Ball up, Vella and Ampolsky. Follow-up work from Ampolsky was solid. Jared White. Yeah, premiership player from last year, got the lockdown role. Now here's Joel Cadman. Had a terrific mid-season through the hands of Younger. Gathered there by O'Shea. Sent a high ball forward. Players around the footy. Shark there by Scanlon. Kick across the body. Needs a favourable bounce. Geez, he got some turn on the Darley Park pitch, but only enough to hit the goalpost.
That would have been very handy, Todd.
Yes, given the time gone in this opening term. 28 minutes gone. Sunbury 9, Darley 11. Matty Brett brings the ball back into play. Joel Cadman went low. He was taken to the ground by Miller. Sunbury fans wanting holding the ball. As the anxiety levels raise here. Typical of a Darley-Sunbury clash. Well, Fowler was held without it. You'll get that free kick. And he played on and just gave it to Bewley, who went along the line with a territory gain. It's all Sunbury. Terrific mark taken there by Tenanello, despite the pressure of his opposing number 19, Javen Tanner. So he does back himself in aerially, as they touched on, and why wouldn't you, given that example in isolation? So siren sounds here at Darley Park for quarter time. And Darley lead not only on the scoreboard but on spec, given the tricky breeze here at Darley Park that favours the scoreboard to the Bacchus Marsh end. Of course, Sunbury kicking with that in the opening term. They got the one goal through Guthrie. I'm not sure one was enough. 1-3-9. They trail Darley 1-5-11. As both sides just feel their way through the opening term of a new season, won't? Yeah,
it was a bit of an arm wrestle, Todd. They had a lot of opportunities. Sunbury, they just overused the handball a bit and got themselves in some trouble. They got it out there a couple of times, and they went backwards, but they got to the wing twice as well, Todd. So, maybe get the boot on the ball, less handball. But look, a pretty interesting first quarter. Ground's in great condition, but the wind, it's playing its part.
Well, Sunbury had the breeze in that term, albeit a diagonal advantage. There was no risk there. There was the predictability of going to the defensive side. Now with Darley, who are kicking into the breeze, are going to the outer side of the ground. Sunbury should play with some risk. There's no good coming here and getting beaten with what you already know. Come to the members' side of the ground, create an opportunity. Whilst you may get one deep pocket, but the degree of difficulty is so high, and you won't be able to post a winning score with your time with it. Lessons to be learnt there. Each point a prime example of recent visits here, and another example of that in Sunbury in that opening term. But because it's a strange shape, Darley Park, it's very easy to get lost. Guys, quarter time here. Rain, diagonal, but not heavy. Ground in super neck. Darley with the edge, 1-5-11 leads Sunbury 1-3-9. The goal kickers for Sunbury, Guthrie has the one, and for Darley, Nick Hind. Guys, a break, and ahead of the second term action, we'll give you the update scores from around the grounds in other BFNL action. Welcome back to Darley Park ahead of the second quarter action. What have the Devils learnt, given Sunbury's time with the breeze? We had some diagonal rain in the break. We'll see whether that will impact the general ground ball use of both sides. Miller made it look easier than what it was. Knocked it forward, only as far as Bewley, who fed the ball by hand, close up against the boundary line. And finally it finds its way over the line for a throw in.
Little drizzle's gone away, Todd. Fitzroy Street side of the ground, centre wing, throws in. The big fella from Sunbury got the ruck down to Power. Half forward flank, Cousins. Oh, Baker picked it up, ran with it, kicks to half forward. Out of bounds, free kick to Sunbury.
Yeah, Gallant will take the rebound free kick. He wastes no time under the rainbow here at Darley Park. The Devils lead by 2 points. And Sunbury cutting off Darley's first foray forward. He'll get it back. Gallant, who found Tendanello, who started well, and he went to true centre wing. Mark Andor free kick to Newitt against Joel Cadman. Should be a good battle on the wing. Two progressive players who no doubt in time will inevitably move into that top end bracket of talent at both clubs. Loose ball, Cousins, fitted by hand, made it look like a dry ball to Myers, who weighs up the options. Ooh. And the kick, well, it would have hit Cadman Laces out of training, but there was a defender in the way in Doyle, who gave it to Guthrie, who's kicked Sunbury's only goal, high up and under kick. Cut off there by Myers again, who we thought was instrumental in that opening term, he and Cousins. And on the offensive front, Nick Hine and Brett Bewley starting to work their way into the game. Of course, Nick Hine with the only goal for the Devils, albeit against the breeze. Guthrie released the ball by hand to Lever. He went back through the traffic and then decided to do the U-turn. There was no runners there. And given the new rules, it's a risk to go wide and to the aid of the boundary because it ends up in a resultant free kick, won't.
Very ordinary effort from a quality player, Todd.
Well, I half blame the support run or runners because there were none. So Myers will go along the line with that all familiar beautiful drop punt. Tanner the fly at the back, couldn't impact the contest, and we'll get a stoppage on true centre wing. Gee, we've had it all today: wind, rain, sun and a rainbow. Ball up, ground ball, it's held up. Yep. All we need is some wildlife to run around, run onto the ground.
Could happen here at Darley Park, Todd.
There's a hold on Ampolsky. Egan will take the advantage. Who gave it to Stevens. Right foot kick to the advantage was good, and McLean ran onto it and took a nice grab.
Oh, that was a good kick, Todd. That was a lace-out kick. He gave the defender no chance.
Another progressive type, young Zach Stevens, who found McLean on the lead, and it wasn't dissimilar to the Lockie George lead that we saw in the last quarter, and he'll,
correct,
albeit
Todd,
for the Devils, and he'll shoot from a similar position. McLean booted 40 goals in 2024, 22 last year, and this year he just has the behind to his name. 1-4-10 Sunbury, trail Darley 1-5-11.
and that breeze, Todd, has certainly elapsed. Have a look at the trees.
Myers with the 3-iron. Terrific kick. Re-entry kick to Andy Azzopardi. Tries to emulate. Got some territory off the slippery deck. Younger was clean and then it had knocked away from him by Tendanello. Fed it by hand to Lever, who went to Gallant, shrugged the tackle, set the territory gain to defensive side, out of wing, and it was cut off there by Cousins, as if he'd already read the book, and then just threw the book away and said,
Poor kick from a quality player, Todd. That was...
Well, he didn't change direction. He continued with that momentum to that left side and backed himself to kick it across the body, but it just failed him on that occasion. Tendanello will get on the end of this. And he took on Tanner, got around him and lowered the eyes. The kick was good to Doyle. He continues to accumulate with a high up and under kick. Matthew Brett looks for body first on Guthrie. He's got the outnumber. The troops through Lahoure to Azzopardi to Duncan Cadman. Just whether Sunbury can get enough outnumber this afternoon. That'll play a role. Andy has a party, kept running. He got it back. Tumbling kick forward. Gallant. Two-hand tap forward. Chance for Adam has a party. Free kick to Sunbury, too high. And they'll get an exit from Wood. Just clumsy from Tanner. So it'll be Nathan Wood. Short kick was good. Laterally and found Mewett. So they're quite happy to play the members' side of the ground, albeit into the breeze. That you did say it dropped off, but it's working for them. So far, so good. Cameron. Kick towards the attacking 50. Johnson wanted it at the back. It went through the hands of Lahoure. Fell into the hands of Johnson. Shrugged Lahoure. Gave it to Stevens. Got plenty on the kick. And got the turn to the youngster. Sunbury with the first goal of the second term. And they regain the lead, 2-4-16, Darley 1-5-11.
Good kicks, Todd. That was split the umpire. Quality work. Yeah, that breeze has definitely dropped off. It's a little bit, but nowhere near what it was in the first quarter. Good luck to Sunbury.
Yeah, you've got to make your most of your opportunities, especially against the side who's won 20 games on the trot. Let's go around the grounds. Redan have started well against Lake Windaree. They're 5-2-32. They lead Lake Windaree 1-2-8. North Ballarat 13, trail Ballarat 22. Back at the restart. Baker with the centre clearance. Set it forward. Tumbling one at that. High bounce. O'Shea read it best. Showed some composure. Awkward kick on the left boot. Vella got an important little fist on the ball. Created the ground ball opportunity, but somebody got numbers through an unlikely source in Polsky, who fed it by hand to Miller. And it was an awkward handball give, but worthy just the same from Polsky, but it ended up in a ball up. Melton 10, trail Bacchus Marsh 15. Sebastian Polanese point play tonight. High, dumped as he kicked. And Darley will be rewarded down the ground from the non-officiating umpire. So the umpire that was more immediate didn't pay it. Ball goes forward. Tanner! Ground ball. Got his hands on it, the youngster. Couldn't hang on. Chance there for Pearce, who didn't do much in that opening turn. The Sunbury North Melbourne VFL listed player.
And that was a very ordinary kick, Todd. He centred the ball from without, really trying to be defensive, and Hine took an easy chest mark.
Wrong hands, wrong time. Because it's Hine time. He's already kicked, he's kicked Darley's only goal of the afternoon. And with the breeze here, it's on the right side of the ground. Right-hand goal post will be do enough here. So he just sets it up. Lets the breeze do the work. Hines got two. And Darley have got the lead at Darley Park. They lead by a point, 2-5-17. Sunbury 2-4-16. Cream rises to the top.
Correct, Todd. Yeah, that was poor defensive play from Pearce, and he's not the bloke you want in his hands, Hine. Got both Darley goals.
So Sunbury adopting the picture cards, as I see down there on the boundary line. If we can get a shot of that there, Cam. Not really sure what that means. Does that mean that they can hear us down there? Thank you.
What is that, Todd?
Right, no idea. Ball up, tap one by Vella. Baker tried to steer with one hand, Fenn with the other, couldn't gather cleanly. Hine could though, fed it by Anna Matricati. Left foot kick to a dangerous position, Johnson. Couldn't gather cleanly. Bewley, dangerous to the boundary line. Left foot kick, don't tell me. Gallant on the last line.
Been good this bloke, Todd.
Read it beautifully. So Gallant, who missed the practice match against Montmorency. Sunbury the beneficiaries of his return to the side. Big thump on the footy there from Lahoure away from Scanlon to the safety of the boundary line, and we'll get a throw in. And to best describe the nature of the breeze, with this boundary umpire will throw it in, it will be directly into the breeze, if that makes any sense. Throw in. See it hold up there. Good call. Bella knocked it to the front of himself, the big fella, and another opportunity, but couldn't gather cleanly. And we'll get a boundary throw in. Darley 17, you'll see on that scoreboard. And no, it's not a faded scoreboard. It's just that sunlight that's having an impact on the the vision. Vella, Matricati, Hind, Bewley. Now there's a couple of players you don't need set in succession if you're playing against the Devils. So Bewley squares the ball. Tanner, got it.
Good kick, good mark, good lead. Todd all round.
Yes, he's an interesting type, Tanner. Still very young, 17 goals from his last 9 games last year. One of 15 Sunbury and Darley players to end up in the top 50 goal kickers, if you don't mind. But he was rewarded for what must have been an impressive pre-season, given the invitation from Footscray VFL. He's now a Footscray VFL listed player. Let's see if he can finish like one, given the Scrays won the grand final last year. Straight over the goal line, umpire's hat. And Tanner's on the board, and Darley get their 3rd back-to-back goals here at Darley Park. And the margin extends for the Devils to a game-high 7 points. They're 3-5-23. Sunbury 2-4-16.
Good kick, Todd.
Yeah, indeed.
Yep. VFL listed player. Goes back in, now going to contest the ruck.
Now, we don't know the breeze that's impacting other games around the FNL here, but just in a word, Wayne, who's your tip in the Melton-Bacchus Marsh game?
I thought at home Melton.
Lakers v Redan.
I've heard Lakers are on the improve, and I'll go Lakers.
And North Ballarat.
We're at, Todd?
At Mars Stadium.
I'd go North.
Yeah, and of course Sebastopol and East Point play tonight. We'll keep you updated with those 3 games in play. The scores come to hand throughout the afternoon. Darley lead by 7 here in the season opener at Darley Park. Round 1 action, grand final replay. Darley have won their last 20 games on the trot, unbeaten since round 1 of last year. Ball up. Loose ball, umpires paid a throw against Baker. And it'll go to Cameron, former Coburg VFL listed talent. Wheels onto the right boot, goes direct and forward on the lead, and the kick was good, and the mark's been taken there by O'Shea.
Excellent kick, Todd.
Yep, and an interesting move of the Magnets. I think it's O'Shea, it might be length, is it? Oh no, it's Tyson Cook, yeah, both with similar $20 haircuts. So it'll be Cook with ball in hand. So he'll kick from about 40. It's a good kick. Journey not a problem. With the breeze subsided here momentarily at Darley Park, Sunbury get the quick answer and they're back within a point. 3-4-22 Sunbury, trail Darley 3-5-23.
Yeah, it was a good kick, Todd. Gave the defender no chance and he went back, Cook, and he put it straight over the umpire's head. Game on.
Entertaining affair unfolding here in front of us. 13 minutes gone, second term.
See Lockie George going to full forward, Todd.
Yep. Is that noted goal kicker, has been for the last 8 years at Redan, pinch hitting in the midfield. Bewley, can he get out the front here? He can with strength, but the pressure was good from Egan. Loose ball, Younger. Well, he spent it before he had it. Ground ball opportunity for Tanner, who took them on. Confidence up after a recent goal. Pressure was good from Lieber. Ground ball. Chance here for the Devils. Through traffic they go, negotiating by hand. But to a scrimmage of players, bees to a honey pot, and we'll get a ball up 45 metres away from the Darley goal.
I don't know what he was thinking then, Todd.
Well, the Devils lead by a point. Got a big crowd here. Tap one by Tudor to Miller to Egan with a territory game to outer centre wing. Foot race on here, bouncing ball. Doyle went the soccer, got it towards half forward. Myers, clean gather. Makes a huge difference, but the kick only went as far as O'Shea. Could have been a hold against him there momentarily. Umpire called play on. Dog thought so. Chance here for Hatcher, held without it. Umpire agreed. And it'll be Hatcher.
Good call, Todd.
We'll look to play on, onto the right boot. Still no 50-metre penalties for obstruction of that stand rule, which is great to see. Less umpire whistleblowers, the better. Chance here for Tanner. Goes long. Players fly. Sunbury got numbers. Umpire called play on.
He had a lot of it, Todd, but I think that was the right call.
And get a ball up. And Lever just had his mitts on it. Just not for long enough, said the umpire. So Tudor got a little hand on it. A number of players around the ball. Baker, Johnson, hustling. And we'll get a ball up. So Darley led by 2 points at quarter time. That margin being reduced to just 1. 15 minutes into this second term. Boundary side, O'Shea happy to protect the ball and see it dribble over the line for a ball in. So Matty Bye to be reasonably happy with this opening 15 minutes of this second term. They've been able to kick 2 goals of their own. The first and the last goal of this 4-goal second term. 2 apiece. Cadman, well, he missed the boot. Speaking of Duncan on that occasion. Tudor was clean, fed it by hand to Gallant, who got the ball beyond defensive halfback for the Lions. Chance for Matricati. He's going to go with the outside of the boot with an old-fashioned torp. Ambitious, loose ball. Guthrie had eyes for the footy. Couldn't gather cleanly. Shoveled out Younger. Now gets a second opportunity. Clever little hands. Got it the advantage of Adam Azzopardi to Matricati, who looks to be playing on the side of a left footer there, Wayne. That's the 3rd or 4th time that he's been caught having to use the outside of the right boot.
Correct, Todd. He did well, the little fella, Younger. He knew where the help was.
Well, your good friend Doug Hawkins would have been shaking in his boots to seeing a right footer unable to impact on the opposite side. Round ball, it'll be Cameron at Kepnick's feet, got it to McLean, to Newitt, needs to be good with his decision making, good pressure from Gardner, but not before the handball release from Doyle, went forward to Johnson, it was a poor kick at the end, was well read off the boot by Myers, who sent it back towards Gardner, stretch was good, clean hands, the beneficiary of a pre-season with Geelong VFL, confident to be up for the youngster, the kick was ambitious, bit off more than he could chew, really, in the end, and there's going to be a turnover as Guthrie gathered from a standing start and sent it to Ward. He's normally good by foot. Found Scanlon on half forward. Now, where's Johnson? He'll want it high and long. Yep, there he is. He's just waving the ball forward. Wide to the pocket. Couple to beat. Got an important touch on it. Ground ball opportunity goes boundary side. Myers kept it in, took on Johnson, and then threw the ball onto the boot. Got it towards half-back. Courage shown there from Miller. Had it knocked away from him. Second effort good. Fed it by hand at Stevens, who's already kicked one. Sent it forward to the danger spot. No mark taken there by the Devils. Newitt went the soccer. Desperation shown by the defence. Tanner one of those. And he'll clear with an old-fashioned torp for the Devils. Got plenty of it. It'll come back as quickly as it came out. But the Devils will be happy with that territory gain, and they'll breathe a sigh of relief, Wayne.
Correct, Todd. You did well, Tanner.
So it'll be O'Shea. He's had a bit of it. He'll be happy with his first impression on the Sunbury faithful. Poor kick again, though. Baker. Cadman. Speak of Joel. Fit at the outside to Younger. It was composed to Joel Younger. Now he got it over the top. Bewley had to stretch, but it was enough for the two-time Henderson medalist into the pocket.
Oh.
George had to go below the knees. He's a very important, clever player. This kick smothered. He'll get a second effort at it. Tried to square it. Stretch was good. And Adam Azzopardi's taking the grab. He'll go back and have a shot on goal here.
Perseverance there, Todd, for the veteran.
And just the composure from George. The first attempt didn't pay off, but the second did. And what was to like about that? Youngster, Reece Younger, I mean, George has probably played 400 games, more games of senior footy than Younger, and Younger was the first one over there to give him a pat on the back. So Adam Azzopardi should eat this up. 45-degree angle, 20 metres out, bread and butter. And Adam Azzopardi gets the Devils 4th and the lead back to an 8-point ball game.
Straight over the umpire's head, Todd.
So, whilst those scores, we were sort of thinking that could be misleading. Oh, there's Matty White's got the lightning sign up. What does that mean? Call it off, Wayne, or
I don't know.
Lightning's
Todd.
about to strike?
Where are we? At the Masters or are we at the football?
Danger zone.
Hey? They do that at the Masters, Todd.
Anyway,
They'll know what it means, Todd. That's all that matters, I suppose.
might be just a message out to those Power Rangers we don't know about. But they'll need more than Power Rangers to contain this Darley outfit the longer this game goes. They trail by 8 points, the challengers. Speak of Sunbury, Nick Hind. I was lucky to get away with it in the end. He dropped the first effort to exit, sent it forward, wasted no time. Terrific crab lever.
Gutsy mark, Todd. Went back with the flight. Who knows what was coming, but he did well.
Stevens did well with a diving catch in the slips and played on. And the vision was good and knew it. He went further afield, overcooked the kick. Cook made it better. Cousins seemingly overcommitted. And then Cook ran out of space. That was good defensive pressure. Gee, the honest team without the ball too, the Devils, just while Sunbury was seemingly away then, the Devils weren't content on just leaving Cousins to deal with it. The support run without the ball, it really does make a difference in footy. Here's Baker again, out of stoppage. Sends it forward, George, confidence up. Riley's got the job on, George.
He got half a metre, Todd, that's all he needed. Strong hands.
So he'll go wide to the pocket. Johnson. Well, that's a free kick on to Lever. They've paid the advantage. Oh, they've made a meal of it. It's going to come back. Oh! So Cook stopped prop as if the ball was going to go back to Lever. So let off for the Devils.
I think you've got to be better than that, Todd.
Oh, that has to go back.
Gee.
That's a Sunbury free kick every day of the week. Back at the source there. Speaking of Lever. So Hind, been good. Kick forward, Bewley. Speak of Jack, and it knocked away from him. Tenanello tried to release the ball by hand to Gallant. That was intercepted. And we'll get a ball up 20 metres away from the Darley goal. Time on second term there, 22 minutes gone. Darley lead by 8 points. Tap one by Ampolsky. Gallant with the clearance. Been okay. Bouncing ball in the middle of the ground. Johnson. Got a territory game, a little knock on. Gee, that was good work there by Gardner off the footy to allow Lahoure to steady and send it wide to Cadman. Right foot kick towards the attacking 50. George caught one. There was an arm chop or a high. We'll call that square after the last debacle with the lever advantage, Wayne.
Yeah, I think you're right, Todd. He got one a little high.
Boundary throw in, 55 metres away from the Darley goal. They lead by 8 points here. 22 and a half minutes gone. Valor in front. Tried to find Hind, but he's opposing one in power. There's enough pressure on Hind. You can't discount pressure now between the arcs, given you're a chance to get the ball back, Wayne.
Correct. And Sue's hands it's in.
Oh, yes, Bewley. Think of Brett. Jack Bewley had it knocked away from him by O'Shea. Now Lever is held up by Jack Bewley. Legally or lawfully, take your pick. We'll get a boundary throw in 30 metres around from the Darley goal.
Hind's pleading his case for free there, Todd. I don't think it was pretty optimistic.
Throw in. It'll be Duncan Cadman at the back, and Polsky was strong in front. Took on the tacklers. Forced to release the ball in the air. Johnson held up. We'll get a ball up.
Looked like O'Shea was trying to get with Hind there at the stoppages. Todd.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't be going to the hairdressers together, that's for sure. Duncan Cadman dropped it. Umpire called play on. Gallant ground ball. We'll get a ball up. Darley by 8 points in attack. Loose ball opportunity. Good pressure from Younger. Second effort, okay. Did enough to get some body contact. Make it a little bit more difficult. There's Hind through traffic. Kick was poor. First one to acknowledge that. He gave himself a bit of a wrap.
Went about 8 metres as well, Todd.
Scanlon. That's nearly 50. That's just clumsy. But he did flop there, McLean. Yeah. So McLean will go along the line. Good pressure. Attack on the footy there by Lahoure. It was well fielded in the end, but the ball still cannoned into the fence for 4. We'll get a boundary throw in.
He did well. Good effort.
So under the tutelage of Matty Brett as defensive coach, the progress of Zane Lahoure, an underrated defender. It'll be interesting to see what becomes of him the further this season goes. quality player in his own right.
Yeah, he's been a good steady addition. Todd, I think he came from the Marsh, didn't he?
Indeed, yes. I'm looking forward to seeing a little bit more out of Pearce. Can they find a way to get him into the game? Power. Got it to Egan. Left foot into the pocket. Was good. Mark's being taken there by McLean. Squaring kick to the danger zone. Scanlon the target. Loose ball gathered by Doyle on his non-preferred. Was offline.
Yeah,
marked on the last line by Cousins. Penetrating left foot kick. Johnson, touch of the fumbles. Gee, everything went right for Johnson last year. He just would have swallowed that up, but given round one and a seemingly interrupted prep, having missed the last practice match.
Yeah, he hasn't had his best day yet, Todd. Jono, quality player.
Tough afternoon. Ball up. Big thump there by Polsky, nearly as good as a kick. Chance for Johnson. Went one way then the other, then conceded back by Andrew Polsky. Fed the ball by hand, meant for Stevens. Sharkwell there by Hatcher. Fed the ball by Handu. Adam has the party. Set the ball forward to half forward. Tanner was ambitious with that tunnel ball execution of sorts. Duncan Cadman was forced to apply the pressure and we'll get a ball up.
I don't know what Tanner was thinking, Todd. The execution was fine, but they did have a player there for the help.
I think we stopped playing tunnel ball in primary school, didn't we? That was with a round ball. Ball up. And Polsky couldn't gather. Brett Bewley could. Fed it to the outside to Nick Hine. There's that neat kick everybody does to the outside of the right boot. Johnson committed. Could have been infringed with umpire call. Play on. There's another one he'd normally swallow up. He's just a little bit off his tucker, is Johnson. Ground ball. Tedanello. They'll work it out here. Stevens. Power. Egan. And they'll just bang it out of trouble. Territory gain. Only as far as Myers. In hot pursuit, Scanlon. Another kick with the outside of the right boot. Found Bewley. Finally, we'll get someone on that outer side using a left foot. Wayne, as he lowered the eyes and found Duncan Cadman 55 metres out from goal. Too far out to score, but he'll go in the Andy has a party direction, but Younger's in front. Mark Andor, free kick to the youngster. And an unlikely source, bobbing up in the forward line like Harley Inglis presenting as a key forward, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal.
He did well, the youngster. He's had a lot better quarter than the first, and he's put himself in position, Todd, and he earned the free kick.
Yeah, there was a moment earlier in the second term where he seemingly had spent it before he had it, and sometimes a good clip over the year from an opposition player when you're just in the infancy of your senior career can do your wonders. It really can boost. Well, is that as hard as it gets? Well, clearly not, as goal kicking deserts him on that occasion, and the youngster's gone to the old cramp scenario. I don't mind that, but he's skipping away. He should just jog off really here, and still looking a little hampered there, Younger. Oh, the lightning strikes come back out from the Sunbury runner.
Yeah, they're back on the green putting, Todd.
Right foot kick, Cousins pushed in the back. Umpire put the whistle in the mouth, forgot to blow it. First up for the umpire today.
What's he thinking,
Hurried kick
Todd?
forward. Chance here for Freeman to do the mopping up. And they'll get out of trouble, the Devils. Sweeping kick was good, effective nonetheless, and found Myers. Maybe Cousins tripped. Benefit of the doubt. Kick into the middle of the ground. Found Cousins in between three Sunbury players, if we don't mind. He sent the ball wide towards Adam as the party. Look forward. Forgot to execute the mark before what was to come next, but somehow he got through. Gave it back to Cousins, who kept pushing. Umpire paid the advantage. Matthew Brett pushed forward. Cousins, left foot kick. They'll ruffle this, the Devils. And Teller says, give me the meat raffle now. It kicks the goal.
Oh, good work, Tanner, and good play from Darley. That was really good teamwork. Started with Billy Myers. He's been fantastic down back, Todd. He speared the ball in. It was just a quality kick. Tanner's got his confidence up now. He clunked it. Cousins. Whew.
So, yeah, I agree. I think Myers has been the cleanest ball user, whether it be a ground ball gather or an aerial gather, and he's been arguably the surest by foot as
correct
as well. And well, what can you say? Just an A-grader at the level.
Correct.
And he's on his way to use another cricketing vernacular to make a ton in the first game of the season. 5-6-36, Darley leads Sunbury 3-4-22. Tanner keeps up his average. He's got 2. He's the leading goal scorer on the ground. Hind again. Gee, the takeaway somehow. He got it to boot and did enough.
How did he get boot the ball there, Todd?
Unreal play. As a party sends it forward and lever made to earn it again from Duncan Cadman. Had George wide.
That's his knock, Todd. His disposal.
The peripheral just let him down. I'm not sure it's disposal. I think a bit of decision making there. The degree of difficulty to pull off that kick was a lot difficult to a couple of outs that he had. So it's Gallant who's been honest in the back half for Sunbury. Cousins.
Oh.
Yeah. So
equally as poor, Todd.
Yeah, they've just lost the one game when Cousins plays in the last 3 seasons, Darley. He goes wide to the pocket. And Johnson's taken one on the chest. Oh, right on half-time. So it'll be interesting to see the way... Look, here they come, the umpires. Now, there'll be none of this and none of that.
Yeah.
Yep. So how can he possibly bend this ball to even score without walking off the line here, Wayne?
He can't play on.
Fair call, no score.
You got it right, Todd. He missed the mark. Sums up his first half, doesn't it, Todd?
Half-time here at Darley Park. Darley 5-6-36 leads Sunbury 3-4-22. Darley led by just the 2 points at quarter time, albeit into that deceptive breeze that was favouring, well, it is favouring the Bacchus Mars Town end, and that margin from 2 has been extended to 14 at the main break. Darley 5-6-36, Sunbury 3-4-22. Wayne, you've got the goal scorers.
We've got, for Darley, we've got Hine with 2, Tanner with 2, and Adam as a party. And for Sunbury, we've got Guthrie and Stevens, 1 each.
So it's been an honest hit out. Both defences would be reasonably happy with the way they've gone. And Darley marginally on top through the midfield. I think that's been the difference in the game.
Oh, correct, Todd. Yeah, Hine really carried on his work from the first quarter. Bewley got busier, as you'd expect. Baker got into it as well. But Hine being the standout there. Myers superb, Cousins superb. Lahure, Gardner, yeah, they were just good down back. Todd, they just allowed the 2 goals that sort of came when the breeze sort of dropped off. It's sort of back a little bit now, but look, it's a handy 14-point lead. Long way from being the game over, but
yeah, that's right.
Be Darley than Sunbury.
Yeah, Sunbury need to get a little bit more out of their top end. If it was top end v top end, you know, that's arguably the difference in the game as well. To look at it from another angle, I know depth plays a massive role, but just looking at the contributions in isolation from, let's say, the top 6 v the top 6, yeah, Darley clearly with an advantage, not only on the ground but on the scoreboard. The Devils, they lead by 14 points, endeavouring to make it a 5-0 run against Sunbury and a 21-0 run more broadly in the BFNL. Scores from around the grounds in other games in the BFNL. I tell you what, it's a tipster's nightmare. Lake Windermere 20, Trail Bredan 38, North Ballarat 20. In fairness, without their Port Melbourne players that I thought were going to lob, Ballarat 35. Melton 35 lead Bacchus Mars 16, and it's an evening kick-off between Sebastopol and East Point. Guys, we trust that you're enjoying the season opener here on BFNL Match of the Round down here in the East. It's the grand final replay in difficult conditions, but it's been an entertaining outing thus far in. So grab yourself a beverage, fill up, bite to eat, whatever your choice, and buckle up for an entertaining second half, because one of these clubs are going to go 1-0, and alternatively, you know what waits the loser? Well, certainly no Mad Monday, but they'll be 0-1. A break and back with the second half action in around 10 minutes' time. Welcome back to the third quarter action here at Darley Park. The Devils lead by 14 points. Opening ball up. Well, Hine got the tiebreaker tap as neither of the initial ruckmen to contest the contest had any impact. Baker will get the first kick of the second half. Onto that familiar left boot. Over the head of Duncan Cadman. Gathered by Johnson. Taken to the ground. Loose ball opportunity. Loose hand pass from Gallant. Tanner took on the tackle of Riley. The umpire has penalised the youngster.
Incorrect disposal, Todd.
So down the middle they go. Guthrie the target. He's got a couple to beat. It was well read off the boot by Zane Lahoure. He went wide to Matricati. I mean, he's got some natural colour. He's tanned up, Matricati.
Has he ever? He's a pizza down the road, Todd. I think he's number 10, actually.
Well, you're supposed to throw the pizzas in the oven, not yourself, mate.
Yeah, he's tanned up as well.
Indeed. Young to the fly. Ground ball. Bewley couldn't keep it in. Unrealistic, said the umpire. Lever will take the rebound free kick. So Guthrie presents for that all too familiar 20-metre pop kick. Receive, and he gets it here. Still, he's got that left calf strapped. Kick goes wide to Gallant, who had a good opening half. Short, dangerous cut off. Chance for Johnson. Fed the ball by hand. Well, just gave it back to Guthrie, really, in the end. The kick wide, finds Pearce.
Sums up his day, Todd.
So the North Melbourne VFL listed Pearce took on the kick. It was an ambitious one meant for power. Found by Andy Azzopardi, who played on and gave it to Bewley. From 60 metres, he gets plenty on the kick. Left, every bit left and through for a minor score. The first of the third term as the Devils lead by 15 points, tick over 2 minutes gone. Gee, they waste no time these days bringing the ball back into play. So much so, the exit kick went beyond the defensive 50 and rolled over the line. So the Lasso into play, and Matricati takes the resultant free kick. Lahoure to Vella. He'll go backwards to Cousins. It was terrific in that. Oh, it was to Myers, in fact. Both wearing the white boots. Brett fed it by hand. There's a handy trio combining. Myers, Brett and Cousins, if you don't mind. Find a better three in the back half in the competition as Nick Hine sent the ball high, didn't get the required. Chance for Tanner across the body. And through for a minor score.
Didn't miss by much, Todd. Would have been his third. Livened up since the second quarter, young Tanner.
Been okay. He's presented. And that's all you can ask.
Just effort, Todd. Bring effort.
Yep.
That's all the coach asks for. Effort.
But a tall man's role is essentially to have an aerial presence, isn't it? And Tanner's provided that with varying degrees of success, as have most of the talls out there today in breezy conditions. Gee, that was a clever mark taken there by Guthrie. Just pinched it off Joel Cadman at the end. Went to feed it by hand. That's good umpiring. Not copying the dummy step. The ball goes along the line towards Johnson and Brett. Good even contest. Chance there for White. We'll send it back. Tumbling kick. Hopeful rather than anything else there. Pulsey got an important touch on it. To Miller. To Pearce. To Polsky. Got around Hine if you don't mind. They won't get around this bloke. Billy Myers, arguably Darley's best in the opening half. Sent it in the middle of the ground. Tanner presented. Took a nice overhead. Gave the handball towards Andy Azzopardi. Took a running bounce. He ran to 50. Ran his measure. Fed it by Andy Duncan Cadman. Back towards Tanner. That was awkward but effective. Hine the target. And it knocked away from him. Younger. Hine. Goal number 3. Yes!
Good play for the little fella there. He probably thinks, I'll take my chances. I didn't do it right last time, but he did the right thing, handballed off Todd.
I think they call that a first option, Wayne.
That's exactly right, Todd, but that's good team play. But a young kid having his first, he mixed up his best opportunity. It's just easy to squeeze one out, but he did the right thing, lowered the eyes, straight to Hine, goal. Darley right on top early, Todd.
Yeah, and Younger with the goal assist. Good on him.
Correct.
Darley 6-8-44, Darley 3-4-20, Sunbury 3-4-22. The margin, well, Darley have doubled Sunbury's score. And
They're certainly coming out playing in this third quarter, Todd.
yeah, they've kicked 5 of the last 7 goals, the Devils. Back at the restart, Vella and Polsky as a party. Speak of Adam, hands to Bewley. Got ball to boot. High kick. Going to ground there was Hatcher. Sunbury seemingly with numbers here, but Lever went to ground. Boyd's held out. It might have been Pearce, in fact. And it was the latter. And we'll get a ball up 50 metres away from the Sunbury goal. Darley goal. Ball up. And Polsky. Cameron. Territory gain. Out the Matricati direction. Sunbury got numbers here. Through Newitt, who sent a high one forward to McLean. He took an ice grab. Now, can they get out the back here? Oh, they went the short option. Now, it's a chance there for Miller to send it forward. Guthrie at the back. Cousins couldn't hang on and get a second chance here because the outnumber of the Devils, as we've got so used to over the last 12 months, especially the pop kick from Cousins was enough. Power with that forward 50 entry for Sunbury. Apologies. Really with class.
Oh, my goodness.
Mark and/or hold. Wood on a honeymoon last week. Today, no honeymoon for the number 10.
Oh, what a kick into the middle.
If you don't mind. Andy has a party who went wide of the pocket. Guess who? Hydo. He spent it before he anodyne. He was off to the races, and she had some metres on Gallant as well.
100% Todd. He had it and he was running.
But when you're running into an open goal, one bit of advice, Wayne, have the footy.
Correct.
Yep.
He knew what he wanted to do. He just the execution wasn't quite right. But
he's given himself another little tap there. Behind, just a reminder. Throw in, and Polsky with the tap. Nearly a high on Newitt. Umpire said no. Second attempt from Newitt was good. Able to focus back onto the present as Egan got it to Doyle, who went along the line. Numbers again prevail across half back for the Devils and Billy Myers. He's got Cousins on his own. I mean, we're 3 and 2 in the voting at the moment. If I kick it to you, will you become 3 and me too? Who cares? Because they've been brilliant behind the footy. White will get it, and he'll lower the eyes. It's a poor kick, really, cut off there by Pearce, who read it well. The half-back, promising one at that for Sunbury. He goes towards it. 2-on-1 in favour of the Devils. Matthew Brett was terrific to protect the ball drop for Cousins, but he was unable to take the mark. Somehow Johnson impacted the contest. Vella's loose hand pass only went as far as Guthrie. White gave it back to Guthrie. He tipped it over the top to Power. And something out of nothing for the Lions. And a shot on goal imminent.
He made a meal of that. White, he had 2 opportunities here, Todd, and wrong execution in both. Anyway, they needed a bit of luck, Sunbury, and they got it.
So Power doing the right thing here, just taking a breath and some composure with a shot on goal. And they're having the shot on goal from the right side of the ground. Wayne, given the breeze here at Darley Park, let's see the execution. Kicks on its way. Never looked in doubt. Spammy getting held over in that deep pocket. Sunbury find the ball on the right side of the ground. And, gee, the finish was a lot more easier than what it would have been in the corresponding position on the outer side. Sunbury get their first of the term, and more importantly, their fourth, and narrow the margin back to 16 points, which has been an arm wrestle primarily for the most part, but Hines, 3 goals, the difference in the game.
Correct, Todd.
On a scoring front, of course, Myers and Cousins prolific. I reckon there'd be 12 players with 10 possessions or less on the ground today. It's been one of those kind of 1% games with, just a tick over half having plenty of it. And this guy's one of them in Bewley. He gave it to another in Cousins, who's sent it wide, and 2 wide given the new rule. And it will rebound from Wood to Lever. He wheels onto the left boot and goes into the direction of Guthrie. Now, White was on his hammer and did well, the youngster, and his follow-up work was good. He kept his feet, but he was tackled and taken to the ground at the end.
Great effort from him, Todd.
By Power, and we'll get a ball up. Of course, debuted last year for the Devils. I mean, he's to hold his spot thereafter and become a premiership player. Great story. Left foot kick there from Cook. found Cameron, who outpointed Cousins on that occasion. Front spot's always going to help as he lowers the eyes. Kick meant for Egan. Elusive. Showed his agility, and the kick was good to Pearce. We'll go to the pocket, and Scanlon was made to earn it, but it's good execution from Pearce to find Scanlon, and a shot on goal here to come, and a chance for Sunbury to record back goals.
He's had a quiet day, Todd. Very quiet.
Oh, it hasn't been a day for Sunbury's forwards.
That was a
thus
strong
far.
mark. Strong mark, and gets a chance to atone.
I mean, when you have the accountability of the likes of Myers, Cousins, and Brett, and Lahure's taking strides, it's not easy to have a day out as a forward in the current landscape of the BFNL. But Scanlon got plenty on the kick, off to the left, which confirms the mail of the previous shot on goal from Power that came from this side. There's a somewhat easier degree of difficulty. So the margin narrowed to 15. 44 plays, 29. 14 scoring shots to 9 in favour of the hosts, the reigning premiers. So it'll be Billy Myers to bring the ball back into play. He keeps it low. He gets some penetration. Tanner with a good spoil, only as far as Egan, who went back through the traffic. Fed it by hand. There's an up and under. Too much for Boyd. Wasn't the best kick in the end. He was a sitting duck and allowed Cousins to come in and spoil that kick from Lever. And we get a boundary throw in on half forward for Sunbury, who are just hanging in, Wayne, at the moment.
Yeah.
Trailing by 15. Throw in. Duncan Cabin, front spot. Adam Azzopardi somehow manufactured a kick forward. Good grab there from George.
He only needs half a metre, Todd, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Got good hands, good hands.
So George plays on. Lowers the eyes. It went, well, clean bowled Adam Azzopardi. Oh, it's a bump from George. Oh, two of them. A couple of the new boys. Welcome to the BFNL. Tudor and O'Shea, the other, if you don't mind. Round ball, commitment on the ball was good from White, but he overran it in the end. Opened the door for Guthrie, fed it by hand, hopeful. Ground ball, Joel Cadman knocked off the footy. Duncan Cadman provides the 50-50 with Zachary Stevens, and we get a ball up on half-forward broadcast side.
Good footy there, Todd. Effort from everyone involved.
Yeah, well, if Lockie George was the pinball in the machine, gee, the cushions copped at either side there. And that's a free kick. Sunbury fans onto that against Adam Azzopardi on Stevens. An improving time, this young fella. And he goes with the right boot. He goes looking to Johnson. He's got a 3-on-1. Cousins went through his hands. A rare mix-up there between Myers and Cousins, but Cousins should have swallowed given his scope of talent. He managed to butter up and feed it to Duncan Cabot. He gave it to Bewley. Sidestep around Cook and measured the kick well and found Jack Bewley, who marked in front of Ampolsky.
Brother to brother, Todd.
Got to stay on the Christmas card list, mate. Now Easter's gone. Chocolate's out the window. Now we're talking race cars. The kick goes towards half forward. The mark's been taken there by Brett Bewley, if you don't mind. Squared it to half forward. Younger. First touch was a fumble. Opens the door for a stoppage opportunity to be squared away by Sunbury, and they get it done.
Not a good kick from the skipper, Todd, but anyway.
15-point lead to the Devils. 14 minutes into this third term. Umpires picked out a free kick here. It's going to go the way of Sunbury. And Polsky has tried hard today. He's toiled well. Probably enough to be in their best. Weighted kick, bouncing ball, foot race on here. Pearce has got some toe. Just needs some support. Had to go backwards and turn it over. More support run needed. Either coming forward at Pearce or a handball give. Azzopardi copped some heat there from Cook. And he lowered the eyes. The kick was okay. Found Jack Bewley, who got into the half-forward area and sent it wide to brother Brett.
Oh, it's a bit of backyard stuff, this, Todd.
Mate, if you don't mind it. That'll be Brett Bewley, who's continued to accumulate.
He'll take his best from here, Todd, surely.
Well, into a swirling breeze. If it's enough to trouble a 60-foot gum tree, it's going to be enough to trouble a 90 or 85-kilo human being. So it didn't quite get the distance in the end, and it spat out the back and went through for a behind. Devils will take that in the end. The 9th of the afternoon, 45 plays 29. So Lever will assume the kick-in duties. Let's see which way he opts to go, the captain. And he'll go to the low side of the ground. Runs his measure. He'll get plenty of weight on the kick. Cousins at the back. Did enough on Scanlon and knocked it over the line for a boundary throw-in. Won't bother the Devils too much. The ball's over that half of the ground, while Sunbury kick with what we anticipate to be the aid of a 2-goal breeze, Wayne.
Yeah, probably, Todd.
Albeit a tricky one at that.
Yeah, it's not outside of the breeze, the conditions are...
Well, give me a passage of play that Sunbury have kicked a goal from that outer side of the ground.
I don't think they have, Todd, have they?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They've tried a few times, but got themselves... Oh, that was horrible.
Well, Guthrie.
That was horrible.
Guthrie, not the first time to kick the ball backwards and turn it over. Oh, well, Younger matched it, just throwing the Benny Hill music there if you don't mind, but his second effort was composed beyond his years. And he did well to find Adam Azzopardi, who's starting to do some accumulation of his own. So he goes with the right foot to the dangerous area. Chance here for Tanner. Squaring ball, meant for Baker. Protected the ball drop, fed it by hand to Gardner. Then back into the traffic. Sloppy play, Guthrie. They'll be happy just to get it out of here, Sunbury. They do through Ampolsky. And Egan playing in front of Lahure. So they can get the overlap here through Power. Now decision comes to the right side of the ground. And Johnson. How hard is it, Wayne?
No, not all that hard, Todd. They made a meal of it, Darley up the other end, and it opened up. Egan got involved and, got the one-on-ones and ended up in hands of Johnson in the right position, Todd.
He'll get his first deliberate shot on goal for the afternoon. He booted 46 goals last year. Only Will Johnson and Jake Sutton kicked more than him. Kick's on its way.
Oh, no.
It's a long way back if you can't kick straight. 4-6-30 Sunbury, trail Darley 6-9-45. Set shot, disappointing finish there from the Coburg VFL listed key forward.
Yeah, very poor, Todd. Wasn't a hard shot at all. On the right side of the ground, 30 metres. No angle to speak.
So it'll be Billy Myers to bring the ball back into play as we near the 18th minute mark of this third term. It goes forward. Jack Bewley going to hand on it. It's more of a spoil than anything else, as he didn't get two hands to it. Lever through traffic. Ward in trouble. Lever just needs some support and got it through Miller. That's better from Sunbury. Wood shoveled it forward, made it difficult for Power. Loose ball, ground ball. Gallant overran the footy. Knock forward. Boundary line will win out here. No, they kept it in Sunbury. Wood got it to Miller, who squared it towards centre wing. Andy Azzopardi didn't bend. Hind did, and he gathered cleanly and squared the footy. It landed in between four players. Favoured the tallest man out there, albeit for the Devils in Vella, who went by hand, got it to Gardner, wide of the pocket. Foot race on here. George with strength. Ooh. Muscled over the line by Tendanello, and we get a boundary throw in 50 metres away from the Darley goal.
Did well, Tendanello, then, Todd.
Yes, one-on-ones with George. Well, I don't envy that scenario. We'll get you some scores in a moment as we near time on in this third term here at Darley Park. The Devils lead by 15. Throw in. Chance for Cook. Dumped as he kicked. Umpire called play on. Scanlon fed it by hand to Miller to Power. And the 2 and the 1 combined. And that kick's good to Boyd. Just needs to sit up for him. The bend was good. How's the finish? Oh, he's decided to square it up. Made it difficult for Doyle. Tack on the footy was good from Freeman. And the Devils, well, they queue up here in turnover through Duncan Cabin. And the kick was good.
Very good from the young fella playing his first senior game. Freeman then, Todd. That was just a tremendous effort.
Indeed. Cousins will get on the end of it here on true half back. Well, Boyd should have kept running. backed in his finishing ability and kicked the goal. So Cousins will concede with a 45 to Myers, who's got time to sign the footy and then gather. And he'll bring it broadcast side, made it difficult for Matthew. Brett had to bend the power, got the ground ball, fit it back inside to Guthrie. Normally a good ball used to Doyle across the body. Tumbling ball is good. And from the member's side of the ground, won't you, Wayne?
Oh, what a meal they made of that.
Sunbury get their second in this third term from this very pocket.
Billy Myers made his first mistake, but I mean, he just should have marked it, Matty Brett. Yeah, they got one against the flow there. Anyway, game back on.
Let's go around the grounds. Lake Windaree 35, Trail Redan 83. Lakers be disappointed with that. North Ballarat 33, Trail Ballarat 56. Bacchus Marsh 22, Trail Melton 36. And here, we're back to a 9-point ball game. Darley 45 leads Sunbury 36. And we could almost put a stroke next to Darley's name as a collective for that goal to Sunbury. Chance here for Johnson, who's gone into the ruck to give Polsky a spell. Cameron, by hand, to Tendinello. That's a better kick to Cook. So Cook with ball in hand will wheel onto that left boot and look for Egan. You'll nearly get it here, Egan. One hand, that won't be enough. Scanlon, got it to Boyd, normally a good ball user. Didn't let me down and found Egan who got it in the end. And an opportunity for the Lions to get within 3 points here at Darley Park.
Had a good 5 minutes here, Todd. Just got themselves back into the game, Darley. Couple of mistakes, and they've been able to capitalise and lower their eyes a few times and hit targets.
So it'll be Egan. Distance won't be a problem for the reigning Henderson medalists, who finished off season 2025 with 5 best ons to pinch it just when Brett Bewley seemed to have it shot to pieces. Egan's come from the clouds, and can Sunbury do the same today? Shots on its way. Well, it's off to the right. It's a poor kick. And whilst he's a super player, Egan, there's room in that space for him to be even better than he already is. Goes at about 60% by foot. Boundary throw in. Tap one by Polsky. Hine with the clearing kick. Now Lever pushed right up. Had front spot. Allowed Cook to gather. Boyd, quick hands, Lever. Held on to for too long. And they'll get another shot on goal here, Sunbury. So 2 of the A-graders in a minute with a chance to kick a goal for the Lions here. Egan with a chance that went awry. Now Lever to atone and get Sunbury within 3 points. Swirly conditions here at Darley Park. So Lever, the shot on goal here to get it done. Time on. Third turn. Match of the round. Living up to the billing. Lever gets his first. And Sunbury get their 6th. And it's back to a 3-point ball game. Time on third turn. Well, Darley got their only got themselves to blame for the last 5 minutes, and they've been punished on the scoreboard, albeit just the 2 goals, but in the nature of a low-scoring affair, Wayne, it's enough.
Absolutely, Todd. It's game right back on. 3 points of difference. All the momentum with Sunbury, suddenly it's changed.
24 minutes gone, third turn. Johnson into the ruck. Johnson for Sunbury. Darley got the clearance to half forward. Tendinello tried hard all day. Fitted by hand. Meant for O'Shea. Went through his hands. Now he's forced to apply the pressure on Cousins. Hatcher, in fact, will get a ball up. Half forward, outer side of the ground for Darley. Next clearance, all important. Time on third term. Bewley, fed it by hand. It was cut off by Power, who loves the territory gained by foot. Tumbling nature of the kick was what we're familiar with. Lahoure, fed it by hand. Adam Azzopardi been arguably Darley's best in this third term, but the kick got to Hatcher on the half volley. Made it difficult. Opened the door for the Lions to send in the reinforcements and square away a stoppage on true centre wing unassigned.
Yes, the skills will let them down at this minute, Todd.
Ball up, tap there, won by Johnson of Sunbury, who got it to Guthrie, to Power again. He's been good in this third term. Kicks it to space. Cameron the target. Darley had an outnumber. No guarantees here as they end up with it. Guthrie to Stevens. Didn't go the required. And Hyde will spare away a stoppage and a ball up 49.5 metres away from the Sunbury goal.
Dodged a bullet there, Darley.
45 plays 42. Darley in front. Egan's intent at the stoppage was right, but the ball didn't fall his way. Ended up into the hands of Guthrie, who's denied an exit there by Bewley and will get a ball up. Loose ball, Matthew Brett, clean with the gather, fitted by hand. White is holding the ball right under the chin of the umpire. There was no escaping the incorrect disposal. And Power, who's been instrumental in this third term, will go back and have a shot on goal here. And a chance to put Sunbury in front. Given the momentum of what we experienced in the opening half, we weren't anticipating Sunbury with a three-quarter time lead, mate.
No, not at all, Todd. No, they've had a good 10 minutes. Been all over Darley.
And they have missed a few as well. I know Darley have kicked 3 more behinds, but... So this one from directly in front. Powers kicks on its way. It comes back. Powers been super. Get out that lightning bolt, but instead they bring out the shark bleeding from the mouth out of the Sunbury coach's box. Let's put the lightning bolt up again, because it's power up here for Sunbury. They got the lead here at Darley Park. 7-6-48, they lead Darley 6-9-45. Now gets another.
I don't know what those signs are, Todd, but obviously the Sunbury players do, but... We're playing tipping point, Todd.
Yeah. Spare me. Ball up. Tap one there by Tanner. Now Sunbury with some momentum. They'll enjoy this as Hines stole it for the Devils. Ran a half forward with a second bounce. Miller's no slouch. Forced to feed the ball by hand. Got it to Jack Bewley. Back to Hine with purpose. Sent it wide out towards the Adamasa party direction. And the ball just didn't sit for him. And then ended up over the line and out of bounds. We'll get a boundary throw in. Gee, the intent from Hine was like, hang on, we're going to game on here. So he's gone back into first gear. Expect the complement of the Devils to follow and try and deny Sunbury this momentum. Brought largely on the back of, well, Darley's skill error and clumsiness, really. Sunbury with a sniff. They lead by 3 points. 28 minutes gone. Third term. Ball up. Darley in attack. Cadman went up, went down, and there's a push. And it's going to go the way of Duncan Cadman, is it? Against Ampolsky.
Didn't seem to be much in that, Todd, but anyway, he's got a chance. He's only 25 metres out, not much angle to speak of.
So Duncan Cadman with ball in hand. See, this is where you used to Billy Myers just running around and doing the finishing. But it'll be Duncan to own this. Deep in time on, 28.5 minutes to give the Devils back the lead. Be lucky to score in the air. Johnson the fly.
Jono.
Well, he didn't have much luck when he marked a ball in a similar position at the other end ahead of the halftime siren. Now he's got some time to move and show his craft. He's yet to kick a goal this afternoon. Is this his first? He can do wonderful things, Will Johnson.
He's got it, Jono.
And he's given Darley back the lead. A timely one at that, deep in time on in this third term as we near the 30-minute mark of this penultimate quarter here in the grand final replay. And thankfully the rain has subsided, the breeze momentarily. I'm sure it's still quite swirly out there in the middle, but we've got a game on here. Darley 51 leads Sunbury 48.
One against the flow there, Todd.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being a fly on the wall if there was indeed a wall out there in the half-time, three-quarter time huddles. Being able to listen to Sunbury and Darley at the same time, just to listen to the variance of the message or messages. Egan, clever tap to Pearce, who sent it forward. And the mark's been taken comfortably there by Boyd. And a nice catch just above the grass, and he'll kick from outside 50. But if he keeps running that back that way, it'll be 80 before he knows it. 30 minutes gone. Darley 51, Sunbury 48. Boyd. He'll kick right on the centre half forward line. Right-hand goal post. That's the advice. Can he get the journey? He'll get into the goal square. McLean to the back. Staying down there was Matt Riccardi. Clever hand pass to Bewley. We got it to Gardner. Dribbling ball was clever to Duncan Cadman. That was good use of the footy by the Devils to negotiate their way out of defence to Will Johnson.
Really good use of the footy there under pressure, Todd. That was really good execution.
So Will Johnson sends the ball along the line and found George with the strong hands. So he's just going to be better the longer the season goes for the Devils, you'd think. Perennial goal kicker, and especially in those heavy winter months around stoppage. George lowered the eyes on the left boot and found Duncan Cadman. He went short, overcooked it, meant for Baker, opened the door for O'Shea, went the first option to Miller, Guthrie. Now there's some support run for Sunbury. Where was that half an hour ago? Power. Draws the man, got it to Lever, chipped it over the top to Doyle. McLean running. They called the stand. Doyle looked at the umpire. And he just said, as you were, to Billy Myers.
I think he took a couple of steps at least, Todd. Got away with one there, Sunbury bloke.
Squared it into the middle, did Doyle, and found Wood. The only player on the ground prior to last year to play in a grand final. Now they've all got the experience, albeit a forgettable one. Right foot kick into the pocket. Oh, went through the hands of Johnson. Spent it before he had it. Cousins, now out of bounds. We get a boundary throw in. Let off for Darley. Johnson had a bit of that.
He should have swallowed that, Todd.
Well, a man if he's
uncontested.
Well, he's skilled, really. I mean, he's a Coburg VFL listed key forward. Well, we don't know how difficult that breeze is. That flag's still blowing. Oh, the lightning bolts come out. I speak of the Sunbury coach's box. That's kept us entertained. Egan across the body. Diving attempt to the mark from McLean was dropped. Umpire call play on. As Gardner got it to Myers. Clearing kick. Now Sunbury's turn with the outnumber. Lever, Miller, back to Lever. Excellent pressure from Cadman. Quick hands from Gallant. Miller blindly over the shoulder. O'Shea took on Baker. And then he took on one too many in White and pinged.
They've just upped the ante a bit here, Darley, Todd.
And White will go predictably to Brett Bewley. And why not? He'll just lope onto that left boot and go along the line. Matt Riccardi, the target, was cut off. They've worked it out well here at Sunbury through Miller. Back to Ampolsky. Right foot kick to Johnson. He's got Brett to beat. Umpire call play on. Darley got numbers through Myers. They go defensive side, albeit the outer. And they'll be relieved to hear the siren sound at three-quarter time here in BFNL's match of the round. The live stream in the east. Coming to you live from Darley Park. Todd Whelan and Wayne Hall with you right throughout the afternoon. And it looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Darley 7-9-51. Leads Sunbury 7-6-48. And, well, the anticipation, as mentioned earlier in the afternoon, has lived up to the billing, Wayne.
Absolutely, Todd. Where have we got a game here? She's on 3 points.
So Sunbury, in fact, kicked 4 goals to Darley's 2 in that term to match Darley's effort with the breeze in the second term to get the margin back within 3.
4-2 to 2-3, Todd. So, yeah, she's game on 3 points. The breeze still favours the IGA end, but, yeah, we've got a game.
Well, let's have a look at scores from around the grounds and give everybody, including us, a chance to hydrate ahead of what should be an enthralling final term. Lake Windermere 37, Trail Redan 96. North Ballarat 51, they're coming. They trail Ballarat 58. Melton 36. Bacchus Marsh 22. And we're still a couple of hours away to see Sebastopol host East Point. Guys, a break and back with the final quarter action. Stick with us on the BFNL Match Centre. It's Darley who leads Sunbury by 3 points. Welcome back to Darley Park as the sun continues to hang in. And so too Sunbury as they trail by 3 points here. Darley with the aid of the tricky breeze is blowing to the scoreboard, as we know, here at Darley Park. Power with the first touch was instrumental in that third quarter revival. Whilst they did create a few outnumbers at the contest, which was rare in the first half by Sunbury, Darley's own errors let them down. So Hine got the advantage to Azapati. He went forward. Johnson played behind, so he needed a favourable bounce. He didn't get one. Now Brett Bewley will lope onto the left, back onto the right, shows his dexterity and squares the ball. Gee, he nearly found Adam Azapati, but Egan intercepted and took a crucial mark.
It's just about on his chest, Todd, and he put the mid out.
But that's reward for pushing back
correct.
Midfielders into
juggled
defence.
it.
Guthrie at the back, the two number 5s. He and Cadman.
No.
But Guthrie had enough of it.
Cadman had plenty of that, Todd.
Gave it by hand to Wood. I'll disagree there, but that's okay. Division is good. As Cousins knocked it over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Another good effort from Cousins. Been terrific all day.
Yeah. Well, Myers, Cousins and Hine were arguably Darley's 3 best in the opening half.
Correct.
And it was more of a team effort. Adam has a party good in that third term, and Sunbury collectively improved. Lever not quite making that contest. He'll get to this one, though. It was an awkward bounce. Adam Asapati played the percentages and knocked it forward for a territory gain. Umpire got in the way of Andy Asapati. It was good protection there from the umpire. Now, Powell was very good in the third term. Got it to Cook. Loose hand pass. Nearly missed his hand at the end. Matricati took him a little time to get to his feet, even though he's 15 metres away from the contest. There must be players feeling it already, given it's a round 1 scenario for genuine premiership points. Ball up. Tap went defensive side for Sunbury. Soccer off the ground was hopeful rather than anything else for Lieber, who went to the outer side. Now, how will it sit for Matricati? Well, he did well and went wide with the left boot and found Adam Azapati. He's featured prominently in the second half. And he sends the ball forward in the Bewley direction. He's got a defiant out number, and he has the Darley captain. Just protected the ball drop. He'll go back and have a shot here from just outside 50. And given the nature of what we've seen with shots on goal from that outer side, the degree of difficulty, while high, more than within the capabilities of this man. But he lowers the eyes and went for Hine, but could only find Egan.
Didn't hit it at all, Todd.
No. So Egan, slips catch taken there by Wood. He's got Gallant. Members side screaming for it. He's an old-fashioned footballer there, Gallant looking. He's got the socks up. Power. Arguably Sunbury's best. While they were defensively sound in the opening half, offensively they improved in that third term through Power and Egan, who's starting to accumulate, and the kick was good. Encouraging signs for Sunbury. Here's Power again, running on top of the ground. He went back to Scanlon. Tumbling kick was poor. Gee, they'd be disappointed with that. He had more time. Look out!
Oh, Billy.
Gone. High tackle.
Oh, he had him cold then. The big fella, Johnson.
Yeah.
Billy didn't know he was there, and he just mucked it at the tackle, Todd.
Yeah, he just tackled Myers like he'd stolen his kebab. High, clever, elusive. Got Matricar to the outside. Says no. Back into the right. Took a bounce. Didn't sit up for him. Now he's gone. Miller, the racehorse, runs Hine down. That's got to do something for the morale of Sunbury. They're in this game.
Oh, they're right in.
Not only on the scoreboard, but just momentum on the ground. Now Wood again. Will lope onto that left boot. And the vision is good to Riley. Didn't stand, Johnson. Just didn't stand yet. When you're asked to stand, you can't push back and concede the 5 metres. It was the right call, albeit a frustrating one in the modern game.
That's spot on, Todd.
So Riley sends it to Power. who really hasn't been accounted for defensively by the Devils in the second half. The kick was cut off by Cousins, also known as Guess Who, given the frequency of that intercept marking ability he has. To Matt Riccardi on the bounce to Adam Azzopardi. Decision making everything here. Found Andy like he would in the backyard. Went back, conceded ground by hand to Bewley. Can get it over the top to Adam Azzopardi. Continues to run and present. Important smother on the ball by Lieber, who went low. One of the high contact was denied by the umpire. And we'll get a ball up 45 metres away from the Darley goal.
Made a horrible meal of that, Todd. Absolutely horrible. Golden opportunity to waltz into a goal.
3-point lead of the Devils. 5.5 minutes gone. Final term here. Johnson into the ruck for Sunbury. Had a hold on Tanner to deny him any ability of affecting a handball release. So we'll get a restart here. That was high. That'll go against Tanner. Free kick will go to Johnson.
Too much experience here, Todd.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I'm sure Sunbury would like him to have more impact forward than in the ruck, but he's been more than serviceable in that following role. And they'll concede here in the middle of the ground.
Lahoure.
And Lahoure doesn't do a lot wrong in his games. He's really taken his game to another level. For a bloke that came from Bacchus to Darley to play reserves with his mates, he's now an integral part of this Darley lineup.
Correct, Todd, and a premiership player to boot.
Matt Riccardi to Jack Bewley to Cousins. You don't want that guy getting off the hook in the last quarter, as we've seen him do so often. Hind. Lower the eyes. Johnson. Excellent spoil from Tinanello. Now Johnson with hand high over the footy. Ends up with the footy. Miller took them on. Look out. Released the ball by hand, but not before he was taken over the shoulder, said the umpire.
Geez, they've squandered some opportunities here, Darley.
Well, credit to the pressure of Sunbury. It's only pressure that more often creates those mistakes. Egan, look at him go. Took on Matthew Brett, corralled well though, forced him to release the ball by hand, and that will be a Lasso free kick to Darley.
Correct. What's this sign, Todd? You got a camera, this bloke?
Oh, what have we got here? I would have a look at that one, Cam, on the camera. That's a new one. It's a PlayStation remote control without a cord into the telly.
Matty Brett kicks it out on the full. Very poor.
Well, maybe they had some control over that kick. But anyway, we'll get a rebound opportunity for the Lions.
Got the full repertoire today with the cards, Todd.
Watch next. They'll have a picture of the Artemis 2 if they can kick the next goal. Egan, along the line, had a good second half. So too Power. Their midfielders had a good time of it in the second half. Those two names I mentioned especially, but Egan just unable to hurt them as much as they'd like in the offensive space. Right foot kick to half forward. Egan defensively sound with the spoil. He'll get it back here. Looping hand pass forward. Scanlon, good pressure from Cousins. Matt Riccardi grabbed the loose ground ball. They're so good in that space, Darley. Look forward to seeing the ground ball stat in the post-match. As Lahoure goes short to Adam Azzopardi, he'll concede back to Myers. We see them do that so often. He'll have to go to Matty Brett because the overlap post him was Guthrie. So Matty Brett will weigh up the options. Normally very sure by foot, and he'll go wide in the direction of Tanner. He's forced to go back. Riley got a spoil on it. Johnson did the mobbing up to Lieber. Standing start. Been paid down the ground against Tanner. So umpire paid the advantage. Power got the overlap to Cameron. Squared it into the middle of Scanlon. Told to stand was Matt Riccardi. He obliged lawfully, and the kick went wide to Boyd, who presented in front of Myers outside 50. They're on the low side of the ground to get the yardage from outside 50. So there's still another kick away. Egan's on his own, but they'll go to the lateral option there in O'Shea. Darley lead by 3 points. They go back to Doyle, does O'Shea. He'll weigh up the options here and go further to the pocket. Kick smothered. Gathered by Cousins. Fed it over the top to White. Okay, back inboard around O'Shea. It's a risky kick. Lever in front. Jack Bewley at the back. Lever with the spoil. Who'll get the ground ball? Darley will through George, who fed it by hand at Bewley. Look out! That was good pressure from Tenanello. He was gone then, Bewley. Umpire call play on. Johnson with the near forward 50 entry. Missed the target. Meant for Ampolsky. Such is the near game. A rebound for the Devils. Call it a turnover. Call it what you like. Matricardi's off on his bike. Right foot kick. Bewley. Oh, important touch there from McLean. Set up well for him. Fed it by hand to Cook. Who lowered the eyes and kicked into the middle of the ground. Overcooked it, no pun intended. Oh, Doyle got on the end of it to a 2-on-1 in favour of the Devils. Numbers will prevail through Myers. Clever little territory gain, albeit lateral to the advantage. And the right foot kick from Lahoure found Joel Cabot. It just needs to sit for him. Tired legs and a tired kick is out of bounds and a rebound coming for Sunbury. I'm a little bit more boundary side than you are, Wayne, but that was out. And that's the right call.
Correct. Yeah. Todd, yeah, that was a poor kick.
So Wood
put himself under pressure by dropping the mark, Todd. And
went short to Pearce. They'll just chip it over the top. Kicks okay to Boyd, who found Cameron. Squaring the footy with pop kicks to McLean. Now there's an opportunity for somebody to go forward through the kick of McLean. Myers and Brett got confused, but Polsky and Egan didn't.
Oh, he's missed.
Egan shot on goal, missed to the right.
Oh, 6 metres out, Todd, straight in front and shanked it. Oh, big opportunity.
That was some serious work done there by Sunbury in the build-up, and unfortunately it just ended up in a point. Egan with an open goal opportunity.
They're prepared to slow it down, Todd, and just chip it around. So far, so good.
Well, the timekeeper was so disappointed with that shot on goal there from Egan. They've actually taken a point off Sunbury instead of adding one. I think it's a 2-point game, 2-point ball game here, Wayne.
I think you're right, Todd. Oh! Myers
nearly made a meal of it, but somehow got it beyond the defensive 50. Turnover opportunity. And Polsky, 45 metres out from goal, will go to the pocket, and the kick's good. And it will be Scanlon who'll go back and have a shot on goal here for a chance to give Sunbury the lead.
Sloppy defence here, Todd.
Darley have been scoreless in the opening 12 minutes of this final term. Well, Sunbury haven't kicked a goal. They've managed to deny the Devils, and in the last 4 or 5 minutes especially, they've been able to get their own the game on their own terms momentarily. So it'll be Scanlon, who's known for kicking clutch goals, kicks on its way, and he doesn't let the Lions faithful down. Sunbury in front of Darley Park.
Scanlon puts them in front.
Questions now to be asked of the Devils with the game not on their own terms, something that they're not used to in final terms, having won their last 20 on the trot. They're normally kicking away post the 13-minute mark of the final term. Oh, look out, the megaphones come out, and it's a player on the bench that's holding up that one.
They've got some card tricks, Todd. I'll say one thing for Sunbury.
Well, ball up, back at the restart. What say of the Devils' response? Power dropped it. Umpire called play on. Good use of the body by Vella. Knocked it to the advantage of Adam Azzopardi. High up and under kick. Wood at the back. Good spoil from Duncan Cabin. Loose ball. Younger went low, but he caught one high. But the umpire said no, and he'll ball it up.
It's on the wrong side then, Todd. Certainly got one high, but the umpire couldn't see it.
Ball up. Tap one there by Polsky. Ground ball. Wood on his preferred. He forgot about the new rule, but it's just a perfectly weighted kick. Cadman needs to bend. Couldn't get away from Doyle, and handballs it out of bounds. Sunbury will get the free kick. They're up and about the Lions faithful here. Still plenty of time. 4-point lead to Sunbury. 8-7 play, 7-9. Fatigue clearly in the legs of both sides. Clicking along the line. Vella needs to present here. Didn't get a hand on it, the big fella. Chance for Guthrie. Got to the outside. Power back to Guthrie. Ushered over the line by White for a boundary throw in.
Good pressure.
Attacking side of centre wing broadcast sign for the Lions.
She's game on here, Todd, at Darley Park.
Stick with us. by the FNL Match Centre. Darley on a 20-0 run, a 4-0 run against Sunbury. That in danger. Stevens broke the tackle of Joel Cadman and sent the ball into attack on a one-on-one. Scanlon, Cousins, bouncing ball is enough. Some separation, Sunbury. 10-point ball game.
What a good kick that was, Todd. Yeah,
And a much-needed one at that.
Stevens got a couple.
9-7-61 Sunbury.
Now they've put it the Darley now, Todd.
They lead Darley 7-9-51.
10 points. Their biggest lead of the game, Sunbury. Over to you, Darley. See what you've got in response.
Sunbury have kicked 6 goals to 2 in the second half to validate a 10-point advantage. What say the Devils? Stevens again, ran away, sent it forward, players set themselves, ground ball. Guthrie couldn't gather, Matthew Brett was composed. Might have been hung on to, umpire called play on. Johnson took the tackle on. Stevens, Egan, this time. Goal square mark, Scanlon's got another, and 3 in a row for Sunbury.
Oh, what? It hit the post, Todd.
Oh, he's hit the post from a fingernail.
I don't know what happened, but it's the point. He painted the post. I thought he just put it through.
Play on, said the umpire. Can you believe it?
Tell you what, they've missed a few tackles here, Todd, and it's been telling.
Well, Sunbury got the outnumber through Egan. Take 2, deep forward, long ball.
That is a goal.
This time Egan's owned it.
That is a goal.
And he's got Sunbury in front by 17 points.
Egan gets his first.
He's been instrumental in the second half. He and Power. Collective midfield, the pairing, have had the better of Darley. Darley needs some cool heads here.
Oh, they want to get on their bike here, Todd.
They haven't trailed by 3 goals at the 17-minute mark of a fourth quarter
Can't afford another, Todd.
for some time. Back at the restart. Tap one by Polsky. Joel Cadman should gather cleanly. Release the ball. George got plenty on the kick. Sent it forward. Cousins! Ball went to ground. Nearly had a bit of it. Momentum through the footy. But the right call from the umpire.
Yeah, just couldn't bring it down, Todd. He had plenty of it, Mace, but just couldn't bring it down.
Yeah, I think, the Sunbury guy might have had a bit of it first and foremost. Look, they're calling for numbers. I'll just put up another card, will you? They should just show a picture of Tokyo in the middle of the day of 50,000 people at a roundabout. They'll know to get forward. As Cameron clears the ball, been cut off there by Brett. Composure from one experienced campaigner to another. Bewley from 55 goes to the danger area. Myers has gone forward. They've rolled the dice here, the Devils. 18 minutes into this first term. We'll get a ball up 15 to 20 metres away from the Darley goal. Ball up. Darley in attack. Myers. Ground ball.
Oh,
all important. Spits out Bewley. Now Brett Bewley with ball in hand. Now,
If you need to
I just heard,
goal.
I overheard one of the Sunbury Lions faithful downstairs saying this is all over, but he was corrected by a fellow supporter and said, hang on, not yet. And that call, the response, will be validated if Bewley can sink this. Kicks on its way.
Oh, he
he's
missed.
off to the right.
Oh, that's the captain's goal, and he's missed.
7-10-52 Darley. Trail Sunbury 10-8-68. 16-point lead. Darley need 3 goals to win. They trailed by 19 points. And Sunbury are pushing them all forward, including the PlayStation. Well, it looks more like the Atari remote, to be honest, as they go short out of defence to Gallant. He'll choose to go along the line. In front, Myers, read it best. Sends it back forward, deep into attack. Cadman, ground ball, Hatcher, goal. Devils with a sniff.
Jeez, he read that well, Todd.
Forward Kraft
Clean.
from the youngster.
Grabbed it clean and just slotted it through.
Darley get one back.
Hasn't had a big day, the little fella, but well, that was vital.
They trailed by 10 points, Darley. 8-10-58. Sunbury 10-8-68. The Devils led by 14 at half-time. 3 at three-quarter time. And trailed by as much as 16. The margin back to 10. 8-10 plays 10-8. 18 scoring shots apiece.
Billy Myers into the ruck, Todd.
Myers into the ruck. Tap one by Polsky. Clever work from George. Just took too long. Just ran into one too many. And on this occasion, it was Ben Cameron. So he'll look to go short. It'll be interesting to see how Sunbury go about protecting this lead or whether they go on the attack. Because judging by what the runner was doing earlier, it was get all the soldiers into defence. Sounds like a mission of save the game as our Polsky went short and wide. Loose ball gather at the back. Matt Riccardi sends a high ball, tumbling one at that in the Cousins direction. He's been paid the infringement. Scanlon infringed. Cousins was going to mark that uncontested in the end. So just chip it over the top to Hatcher. He kicked the last goal of the game. And he'll look to go to Tanner, who needs to be good here. And 50.
Yeah.
Against McLean on Lahure.
Yeah, that was a bit... it was a bit crude, Todd, wasn't it?
Yeah, indeed. It was late.
Yeah, it was late. I don't think it was needed.
So we'll just see whether this umpire...
Where's he going to bring him to?
...has indeed got his real estate licence. He's pretty good. That is about 50. And they've been good at the umpires too.
Yep, he hasn't got a big goal kicker, Lahure.
No.
Doesn't have many shots.
Let's see how he goes. None more important kick than this one.
Oh,
It's an old-fashioned shag. 2-on-1. Oh, they don't need Johnson bobbing up now. Squaring kick. Tanner. Got hands to it. As a party. Goal.
Oh, my goodness.
4-point ball game. Andy as a party. Forward craft. ×2 on the back of the Hatcher finish. And the Devils rising to the challenge. But haven't got it done yet. Sunbury cling to a 4-point lead here at Darley Park. Time on final turn. Andy has a party.
Andy's got one.
Yeah, keeps up his goal a game average. Well, none more important than that.
And the brother's got one.
22 minutes gone, final turn.
4 points. Game on.
The midfields of both sides are stacked. Myers, VM Polsky. Grabbed it out of the ruck. Somehow got boot to ball. Bewley ran away, went long and forward in the Johnson direction. Got it!
Oh, you wouldn't read about it, Todd, would you?
Well, you will on Wednesday.
He's had a rotten day, poor old Jono. And then bang, he bops up. Myers with strength to get at the Bewley. Just a toe poke.
Well, you'd reckon Matty White must have taken a couple of Johnson free headaches at the start of the match and given Johnson's minimal impact over this game. The tablets have rubbed off. And the Johnson headache could be back for Sunbury if he can restore the lead and kick this all-important goal. Time on, Johnson, goal! Darley in front. Oh, please, can you believe it?
Been a big move, Todd, getting Billy Myers onto the ball. That's been the big move.
Yeah, it's an important magnet move. And George into the middle, Baker, Bewley. Hines gone to half-back.
Yep.
But the big guns still in there for Sunbury. Namely, Power and Egan have been arguably their most influential offensive players between the arcs. And Polsky's fought tirelessly to the ruck that has prompted that response from Jordan to get Myers to get some impact aerially. And the experience of George, the former Williamstown VFL-listed player, near 200 games. Man now in his 30s against the youthful talent of Ben Cameron. Back at the restart. Darley lead by 2 points. Ball up. Loose ball. Ground ball. Hind off half-back is held up. And we'll get a ball up as time ticks away here at Darley Park. 24 minutes gone. No rain to speak of. It'll be a fair and just win for either side. Whoever can get it done. Neither will be blaming wind and or rain, just personnel. There goes Hind, release the ball, one of the hold denied as a party to George. With the outside of the boot, Sunbury got numbers here. Duncan Cadman though leads into the race for the ball. Set up for Tanner, he went low, then dropped it. Umpire's been pinged.
Oh, gee.
The central umpire got into the perfect position position to pay that decision.
Yeah, I don't think that was it, Todd. I don't think he tackled him properly.
Oh, yeah, I'm more than happy with that. Gallant will switch play. Wide to Tenanello, normally good overhead. Drop that one, but he's got space and time to measure the kick to the outer side of the ground. Miller's got some toe, needs a favourable bounce. Look out, Andy has already been low. And getting out the back there was Miller. The kick was good to Stevens.
Poor effort as a party then. Poor effort as a party then. He had him cold, Todd. Just had to wrap him up and create a ball up.
Stevens goes high. Shallow entry inside 50. If they need a mark for Johnson, it's now. They couldn't get one. Umpires picked out a free kick. It's going to go to Johnson's way. So he'll kick from 50. While the swirly breeze has died down, he'll kick from the outer side of the ground. Darley need to use every bit of their local nous here, setting up in front of the footy to deny any kick that falls short, because it'll be Johnson with a chance to put Sunbury in front or back in front. They led by as much as 16 from 52. The kick goes on its way. It'll get to the teeth of goal. Off hands, ground ball, Guthrie, Bewley. Hine runs away. Look at him go, the greyhound. Gets plenty on it with an old-fashioned tour, but he smashes it out of bounds. And the modern day game says it's going to come back as quickly as you set it out. 27 minutes gone. Well, 26, sorry. Daylight savings, you've got to take a minute off.
All about meterage there, Todd.
So Wood sends the ball in a more central direction. Bewley. Speak of Brett. They need their big guns to stand up. Darley to hang on here. And the depth to remain composed. Johnson at the back went the spoil. Went searching for Tanner. It was a clever aerial presence. It was Duncan Cabin, in fact, who chipped it back to Johnson, who took a tight grab above the red boots. Oh, he looks like he's going to cramp up there, but Johnson will go back to Matricardi. He's got the high-vis boots on. Back to Johnson. So Johnson with ball in hand.
Just slowing the game down,
Darley with a 2-point advantage on the scoreboard. He'll go short to Duncan Cadman. Just got to keep getting the ball into the right hands to the black and white. I mean, what can Coach Dan Jordan do now? Nothing, Wayne. It's all over to the players and the leadership group. What can Sunbury do? Matty can't flick the magnets anymore. They've been stoic in the second half. Dribbling kick forward. Cousins has gone forward. He's over the ball. He wanted the hold and he'll get it.
He wanted it. He got it. It was probably there, Todd. He might have been a bit unlucky.
Oh, that was just forward craft. I think he gave the umpire the bait and he took it.
Yep.
Not to mention the lightning bolts come back out here in front of the Sunbury coach's box.
Yeah, that was the salmon that jumped on the hook for you, Todd.
So it'll be Cousins, who is a left footer. This is a tough kick for a quality player.
Very tough.
Near 28 minutes gone. Uses up his time. It'll take his best. Kicks on its way. Drifts across the face. Somebody got numbers. And it'll trickle off the back, off hands over the line. Darley will copper forward. Deep entry stoppage.
Good result for Darley, Todd.
Time ticking away here, near 28 minutes gone.
Myers into the ruck again.
Sun streaming down on Darley Park. Even the heavens are looking down on this match. Throw in, tap. Egan could have gone to Power. Went to Scanlon. Over to Pearce, who went along the line. Important aerial here. Gardner.
Read it well, Gardner. Came out. Got wheeled off his man, Todd, and backed himself.
Well,
much improved player, Todd.
And a decision beyond his years to go back and take the kick as opposed to keep running. So he'll go wide to the pocket. Tanner will set. And the siren sounds. Darley have won an absolute cliffhanger here at Darley Park.
They just find a way, Todd. That's all you can say. They were gone.
Well, the lion tamer downstairs, he must be shattered, because he did say they were home some 7 minutes ago.
Yep.
Don't poke the bear. It certainly wasn't a lion in this case. It was a devil. And the Devils have got it done. Somehow they've manufactured 3 late goals. And the only game that I can remember where they've been able to come back and kick 3 goals unanswered from the 17-minute mark of the match to the final siren was the 2023 come-from-behind win against North Ballarat when they were seemingly gone. And from a moment there, Devils fans shocked. The looks on their faces were thinking, what's going on here? When they seemingly had the game in control at halftime. It's the Devils who have been able to come back and show every bit of the fantastic side that they are and make it 21-0. Gee, what an experience for Lockie George first up at his new club. But more importantly, what a great sign more broadly for Matthew White and his staff. They are in it. Right up to their eyeballs. I know Jake Sutton today, big out. Kicked 25, kicked third of their goals against top four oppo. He's always been a handful, and he would have obviously taken Billy Myers' offensive weaponry out of the game today with the defensive first roll. But that wasn't the case. Honours with the Devils in a cliffhanger. Full respect from both sides. I think there were two winners today. Just one gets to walk away with the 4 points, Wayne.
Correct, Todd, and he rolls the dice again, the coach, DJ, and he, what a player Myers is, you can just throw him anywhere, and he's probably the difference in the end, Todd, just getting into the ruck, getting the ball, getting his hands on it.
But even Cousins was able to go forward on the back of that directive from the Jordan camp and get it done. He was able to have that forward craft, protect the ball, and use the bait. Look, two great coaches here, Dan Jordan and Matty White. We can get it. Well, would have been nice to get a shot of that, Cam. Yeah, we can just get one there of the two coaches, both having a big smile, and Dan Jordan acknowledging the efforts, albeit gallant, from Sunbury on a very entertaining round one. They got it right, the BFNL. None of this drawing it out of the basket business, round one, who's playing who. It's all important to hit round one with a bang, and they certainly got the response today from last year's two grand finalists who fought it down to the wire, but it's Darley who've got it done. 10-10-70. They had to kick the last 3 goals of the game to get it done. They've down Sunbury 10-8-68. At quarter time, the Devils led by 2 points. They led by 14 at the half, 3 at three-quarter time. And then Sunbury kicked the next 3 goals up until the 18-minute mark, where the Devils had to find 3 unanswered to get it done, and they certainly did. Full credit to both sides. It'll be an enjoyable article to write in the aftermath. Plenty of positives, Wayne.
Yeah, very much so, Todd. It's sort of sad. You look at, there's got to be a loser, doesn't they? It was just a real arm wrestle, and Darley got it. They got a bit of luck when it mattered, I suppose. But full credit to them, they looked gone at the 18-minute mark. They had to find 3. They hadn't kicked the goal in 18 minutes. The breeze had sort of dropped off, so that didn't help them. But, they found a way. Their big guns got involved a bit, and, they got over the line, and,
Yeah, and unfortunately late, the Johnson headache tablets have rubbed off, and they had none left, and Johnson bobbed up and kicked 2 very important second-half goals for the Devils.
He's had an ordinary game, Todd, but that's the good thing about this game rather from cricket. You can go and play cricket, bowl first ball, you sit there all day. Here you can't get a kick, and suddenly you get one, and you make the most of it. He bobs up with 2 in a low-scoring 10-goal affair, and full credit to Jono. That's the sort of player he is. Yeah,
you can have ordinary games, or you can have games that things just don't go your way. But what you can't discount Johnson of was his effort and his work rate. He didn't have his best game, but he never gave up the ghost and was able to impact late, and that's
Correct.
what Dan Jordan would have wanted.
Look at the Prez. He's over there. The Prez. He's a very happy man. Have a look at him.
All right, let's just we'll go through the goal scorers here, Wayne. For the winners, Nick Hine booted 3, which were instrumental in the wash-up of such a tight finishing game. Javen Tanner 2, Will Johnson 2, and 1 each to the Azapati brothers, Andy and Adam. In a relatively low-scoring affair, Darley finished with 10, so
and
2.
Hatcher got Sunbury, 1 down the bottom there.
Forward craft, the youngster.
Correct, he did well then, Todd. And for Sunbury, we got Powell with 2, Lever 1, Guthrie 1, Egan 1, Scanlon bobbed up with a couple, Doyle, Stevens got 2 very good ones, and Cook got 1. So, 10-10 to 10-8, and
Ripper game of footy on an exceptional deck too, and the weather, whilst tricky, the rain pretty much stayed away for the most part, and the wind was sort of in and out throughout, as you spoke of. Trying to find the best players for both sides. Well, if we can narrow it down to 5 in no particular order, we'll go number order. Wayne, thought Nick Hine was good. Bewley also very good. Scrolling down to Billy Myers, super. So too Mace Cousins. There's 4. They're probably and Adam Azapati. They were probably their best 5 in my book.
Yeah. Then we got Power got right into the game and a really good early, and then got right into it in the second half. Lever was pretty strong. Guthrie okay. Egan really got better as the game wore on.
Yes.
I like Tenton Tallow down back.
Yeah.
And the other bloke, O'Shea, was pretty solid.
Yes. Oh, in the first half, yeah.
Old-fashioned.
In the first half, and praise around Polsky, who's had an interrupted pre-season for Tyler sitting to ruck, and he was the catalyst with Johnson, of course, for the move of Myers to go into the ruck. Devils had to roll the dice and respond because they were pressured, but they survive. And they go 1-0. It'll be a pretty happy camp downstairs for the Devils. Whilst it'll be a disappointing camp in the Lions' den, they'll drive back thinking, you know what, we're in this again.
Absolutely. They get Sutton back, as you said, Todd, noted goal kicker. Yeah, to be on again over there at Sunbury Park when we get there in the second round. But we do have a good record there, but it'll be another arm wrestle, I would imagine.
Guys, a breathtaking finish too, and another cracker between these two sides. Darley have managed to hold out. Sunbury come from behind win in the end after leading for the most part. Darley 10-10-70 defeated Sunbury 10-8-68. On behalf of Wayne Hall and myself, Todd Wheeler and Cam behind the vision, we bid you a very farewell from a very encouraging round one grand final replay. It's the Devils who saluted over the Lions by 2 points.